All right. I'm up. I'm running. Decided to try this on Hangouts on Air and see if I can get this to work. I know it's going away August 1st. I know. But the thing is, I wanted to try and see if I could get this to fire up and work for the time being, because setting up an event and trying to get OBS to work with it doesn't work too well. So that's all right. And this way I could actually try this and see what happens. So I'm sure everybody who's going to be jumping into this stream and looking at it's probably going like, oh my God, he's actually in a suit and tie. What do we do with this? Well, I'm here. I don't know what else to say. Oh boy, and it does look like there's buffering in this. So we'll do the best we can. I don't have my VPN or anything on. I'm just going straight through. So fingers crossed this continues to work. Today, I've had some interesting things happen to where I had a friend of mine who was on mission here locally. He's a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And he went back to Hong Kong. His mission is over. And so, hey, Lena, how you doing, sweetie? And so he had some stuff delivered to me before he left, and it just finally got to me. So he's actually been back in Hong Kong for a little bit now. And these finally just got to me. And there's some really wonderful books. I miss you too, sweetie. I miss you very much. Very, very much. But you got to do what you got to do down there, and I understand that. So he gave me a couple of reference libraries for scripture, and one specifically he wrapped up kind of special, which was really nice. And slides right out and everything like that. And it's the title of the book is Jesus the Christ. I don't know if that's actually showing up right or not. It looks like it's a little bit backwards until I look at it on the YouTube situation so I can see the chat. And so I was very touched that he was thinking of me and sent me these books. And I am a pretty avid reader about certain things. And my beloved's coming back out here. Also, on top of that, he also sent me two other things with it, which was this nice little tassel here, which is really, really pretty. So I'm putting that on the boom of my mic, which is kind of nice. I got this extra little decoration that's right up off the side here. I don't know if people can see it or not, especially with the light in here. It's kind of dark. And at the same time, he also included a small slip of paper with kanji written on it and the English translation. I just realized there's some stuff written on the back of it. This is a Chinese knot. It's the predestined relationship between people. And I'm trying to read the rest of it. Unfortunately, again, it's just really small writing. I'll have to get something to kind of make it larger. If anybody says I need, magnification and glasses, it is what it is. But that's what he sent right there, included in that, which I thought was really, really cool. And thank you, dear. So this was very touching today to get these. And I just come from church and a bit of a prayer vigil. So, yeah, your eldest is talking to you there, dear. Thank you very much, Bruce. I appreciate that. So, a lot of this is that I think today that I wanted to talk about how appreciative I am of everybody who comes to see this, as well as for those that, even when I've been on other channels and people have seen me do it, and we've had, like, Cosmic Kitty get out there, and I'm appreciative even of her. I know that sounds crazy because she trolls and she says some fairly mean things, but they're not mean to me because I have to pretty much allow that to be, I consent to that kind of thing if that's what she's wanting to have happen for me to be hurt by it. But really, honestly, I see it as that she's just hurt herself. And I'm appreciative of the fact that she comes around. Even if she says some horrible things, I'm the one who's willing to take on the brunt of all that and let her speak her mind, get it off of her chest, get that poison out of her, as I would for anybody at this point, and give them that time that they need to breathe, get it out, and hopefully find a little bit of peace afterwards. Thank you very much there, Fighting Spirit. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is what happens when I go to church. I tend to make myself look whatever. It's just part of the whole thing. So I just decided that I came home after everything was kind of done. I need to go back out, and I got some prayers that I have to do for people and things like that. So what I'm going to do is just take this time right now. I figured at least until 2:00, talk with people and just kind of put this out there to show again, this is a day for where we should have some gratitude. Now, also today we have, it's a prayer fasting day today, where we fast until a meal tonight and we pray. So I'm trying to do this kind of gratitude situation now because I don't know how much time I'll have until this evening to kind of deal with actually putting out a video or anything like that. And yes, Lena, she's actually looking at the chat, so she'll probably be talking to you about it. No problem. It's okay. Just breathe. I know that with being pregnant, your hormones are all over the place, and you just feel like you could cry at the drop of a hat at any point in time. But just, it's going to be okay. You're all right. Just breathe, sweetie. It's going to be okay. I know you're probably like, get this thing out of me. I want it over with. I want to be able to give birth and be done. I understand. It's going to be okay. So just hang in there. You're going to be doing great. You're fine. Just remember, breathe, just like I taught you. Same thing. Same thing as I told even for everybody else out there with Judy Baum. She was worried about her son here recently. Breathe. Just breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just take a moment just to breathe for yourself. Even now you can do it, and and nobody's going to say boo, one thing or another, if you decide to take a moment to just breathe. Especially if you feel like you're losing control of yourself and your emotions are getting in the way and reasoning is not happening. Especially when you're getting closer to anger. Breathe, especially then. So, getting back to that point of appreciation, I think it's a wonderful thing for me to say how much I appreciate you guys and that I'm able to serve you at the same time. Now, I know that everybody's like, serve me. And, you know, if they get on the channel, they're like, no, it's about the idea that I can actually be there to offer you service of the idea of being caring, compassionate, generous with my time, listening to you and validating you in best ways that I can, and helping you through things. And even then, if I can't do everything, I'm at least trying to comfort you until we can get you the help you need. That's the kind of service that's there. That's the servant king attitude that we should have. And this is what, you know, for people who may not be, you know, believers of God, or, you know, they're not very, you know, deep into any kind of specific faith. It's the idea that even though I am a leader within the community of our church, and that I am trying to do things in my own way. Now, I'm not ahead of the church, obviously, but I do my own form of leadership there that helps people. But it's the fact that I'm doing it with service that makes me actually more than who I thought I was. It's the generosity of spirit that comes through to show that I can actually be something that is the example that we would all hope that we could live to within ourselves, for ourselves, and not for anybody else. Because if you're doing that for other people, then you're just kind of doing a showmanship thing, and that's not real. You should do it for yourself. Even if it's not, again, anything like if you don't feel like you want to be part of any church or anything like that. The idea that if you were even to sit there and say that a friend of yours was having a hard time and you went and sat with them because they just needed to hear somebody say it's going to be okay. You bought them a cup of coffee, or you went down and you guys just had a sandwich together at some place and just sat and ate and just talked. It's the idea that you can be there for another person. That service that you're doing for them, because you don't have to do it, but because you want to do it because you care, mostly about how they feel rather than what you're worried about. This is how you die to yourself to live for someone else in just a small way, but make a very big deal. And it may be something so insignificant to this other, to you it could be nothing, but to this other person it's huge. And I used to say that. Now, what's funny is that I have a great example sitting out here in the chat right now. And she's a little bit of a distance away from us, but she's going to say one thing right now, is that there were times I kept telling her, just doing something small for me with everything I have to do means so much to me. And that's the thing, is that she heard me when I was asking her to do dishes. And it was almost next to impossible to get her done. But when she did them, I was extremely grateful, because it was a small thing to her, but it was huge to me. It was a big, big deal. This is where, again, those small things that we do for each other, and that we give that gratitude back in return, that it becomes cyclical. We start seeing the thing, it just starts feeding on itself and coming back, and we start, as we do for others, they do for us, and back and forth. And it's just this really interesting little cycle. And I don't know what that little video blurb was I just had a minute ago there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of concerned I might have to redo my machine here in the future. But I know for a fact that as she's sitting out there, she's probably in her own emotions because of how she's feeling. And that's okay. She could probably remember back very clearly when she did the dishes, and I was just in such a bad way, and I was so grateful to her, and I gave her a big hug, and I said, thank you, because it meant that much to me. So as I'm being grateful to you now, the small things that I'm able to do for you, you may not even think it's whatever, and you can possibly even take it for granted. But really, I'm thanking you for being here, because you're allowing me the opportunity to do something that to me is a very big and large deal. I get to be able to help you, even if you're just here to listen to me and the sound of my voice is soothing to you. That's good enough if that's what you need. If it helps you, then I'm happy. If you need to hear me talk to you specifically about a topic, then I'm here for you on that one. Or if you just wanted to sit there and say hi and that's all you needed, then that's fine. But I'm seriously grateful. I really am, for everybody who sits there and shows up. It's not just a small thing. And again, I only have so many viewers right now, and that's okay. But I don't have to have large viewers. There's an interesting little thing I found out from a guy who writes blogs and does a lot of posting. He posts 12 to 14 articles a day on various things within business and how to be successful. And I'm going to say right now, he wasn't very clear to me at the time, but it was a very good thing all the way around. I still don't remember his name, unfortunately, because I just took the information he gave and then I moved on, which is pretty much how some people are with this. They pollinate. And let's see here. Bruce is saying, I try to be there for people, but half the time they rather push me away than talk. And that may be the case. Sometimes people come in here and they drop in and then they drop out. That's okay. It just means that that's not the time and you weren't the person they needed to speak to. Just like those people aren't there for me to speak to them because I wasn't the right person for them. It happens. But that doesn't mean that we give up. And at that point, continue to work on yourself and make yourself that amazing thing you already are, Bruce. I mean, at that point, just realize that just being there is enough, even if they don't see it. And that's the big thing about that leadership that leads into servitude in the right way. Because at that point, lead on, do your life, be amazingly awesome. When the opportunity arises, do what you can, where you're at, with what you have. And then if they don't need it, that's fine, that's fantastic. There will be some time in the future that somebody will need what you have to offer, and they'll take you up on it. But don't feel bad at the fact that they won't be there at that moment every time. Sometimes people are kind of just not able to hear what you have, even though it was the right message. They just can't hear you. They're deaf because of their own either emotional state, or they don't understand the words you're saying. It wasn't the message that they wanted to hear, which is kind of crazy to say it that way, but it's true. They need to hear it in a way that they want to hear it. But sometimes you got to give them that bitter pill and they got to swallow it down. But it's going to take time for them to get to that stage. So just be patient with them, but specifically be patient with yourself. So I think another thing that comes up with this gratitude is that I'm grateful at the fact that I've been shown all these amazing things, learned a lot of great lessons, and been able to have the opportunity to use the words that I've learned to make a meaningful impact, even with small people. Because what I'm saying on this is that gentleman that I was learning stuff from is there's the rule of one. Even if one person watches what you're going to do for video, one person reads your blog, one person comments on what you have to say and nobody else does. It's that one person that could be a major CEO of a multinational conglomerate. And you don't know until something happens. But you never know, and you can impact them in a way that it makes something that they may make wonderful decisions for, and therefore you've made the world a better place. Be able to understand that the rule of one is all it takes for you to make something amazing. I mean, I know I have a couple people watching right now, not a lot. That's okay. One of you might need to hear what I have to say today. Say whatever I'm going to say today. Others may not. Maybe it's going to be something that I'm not saying to you, but you go talk to somebody else and they get to hear the same words that were passed to me, now passed to you, and they needed to hear it. I know this to be very true. I could testify to that very clearly, even in front of the entire church. I have no problem with that. I know how that works. I've done it with Cab saying something. I've done it with Nike saying something. Even Bruce, some of the things you said out there, even in joke and whatnot, I've taken those words and used them and said, yeah, this person I was talking to here on this channel, or this person I was talking to in chat when I was on this channel. And it does come through. What you say and do does affect other people in a way that you're not able to necessarily see. And if you were able to see it in time and space as to how this works, imagine one action, one word that you say that has some real deep meaning to somebody. It's like taking a stone, a small, small stone, and there's a large, still pond, and you throw it as hard as you can to get to the center of the pond. And when it hits the water, it may not seem like it does a very big thing because it's such a small splash. But what you don't pay attention to, because you've been paying attention to the splash and you don't see the rest of the effects, because maybe you either can't see them or you're just completely, what's the word I'm thinking of here? Distracted. Thank you. Something finally clicked in the mind here. You're so completely distracted that you can't see the ripples. But from that small splash, it starts the ripples that actually go all the way out to the edges of the pond. And it always happens. If you don't believe me, find a very still pond. And even though you may not see the ripples, they may not be very apparent. They are there. And they go out quite far. This is what you do, whether you believe it or not, in any way, shape, or form, when it comes to actually putting something forth. And even though it may seem like it's insignificant, it is large. It really does. Hey, Gail, how you doing? Say my eyes are kind of a little fuzzy there. I want to make sure I got everybody there. What this also does is it affects is that you have to understand is that it's not just about the good things that you do. This can also be about the bad things. If you were to throw the small stone into the center of a still pond, and that surface is clear, and you throw it with malice, or lack of understanding of your own emotions, and you let them get the better of you, and you act without thinking, and put your foot completely in your mouth, or you do something that's very hurtful, those ripples do affect everyone around you as well. And that's one thing that we should be considerate of, the idea that this is basically what people would say is like karma in its own way. That is, it's not completely 100% on that one. Christian-wise, it would be you reap what you sow. And that's very true as well. So it's all about how you present yourself on this matter of how you act and what you say. So if you're acting in that attitude of trying to be better about yourself, even though nobody else gets it, it doesn't matter. It may be a small stone that you've thrown in there, but it's going to make so many large ripples in the long run, because it takes a while for it to go out, but it will hit the edges of everything within that pond of the people that you're trying to be around. And even then, there are people that they're going to talk to that you don't know, and it will affect those people as well. Like, you don't know all the members that I go to church with, and you don't know all the people that I know in my neighborhood. But some of the things that you guys have said out there, I've paid attention to and I've used out here, and they've appreciated those words. So that's what you need to look at the idea of how important you really are to the world around you when you don't see it. And also using other people as a mirror to reflect back how you're acting is another way to actually see that. So if you're acting kindly, etc., somebody who's genuinely going to appreciate it will reflect back what good you're doing for them if they're willing to accept it and appreciate it. Some people may not, and you have to kind of watch very carefully. Your awareness should be built up by that time that you're doing this before you get crazy and try and figure out everybody who's trying to reflect as everything, one thing or another. But in the meantime, if you do something that's really directly helpful to people, they're going to show you what good you've done. And obviously, if you do something really, just bit my tongue. If you do something that's really bad or unacceptable in a way that's not anything that is beneficent or magnanimous in any way, shape, or form, if it's used in large words, people are going to let you know that you're being a jackass. I know, I'm a jackass. Yep, see, even she's telling you it's the truth. See how that works? So, God love her. But, yeah, that's it. And that's the part what I'm saying is that it reflects back really quickly. But when you're trying to do good, some people may take it, that either you're trying to get over on them or they may even take advantage of you because they see kindness as weakness. It's not that way. If you're needing to work on your awareness to make sure that you're making the best decisions as well, sometimes it would be best to try and learn meditation in a way that helps you build awareness. Now, I'm not talking about saying some crazy mantras and sitting in a specific posture or praying to a specific deity or anything that's crazy and making up crazy offerings. No. To build one's awareness, one must simply just sit and listen. See what Bruce said. I've had a really tough life growing up, and I have made a lot of mistakes, some that were not that bad, and some that were really big. I can say really clearly there, we are definitely brothers of the same cloth, because I've made quite a few big ones and quite a bunch of small ones. I didn't get to 47 without making a bunch of stupids. And I was stupid. I admit that freely. She's so supportive of me behind here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. She's so agreeable. Aren't you, dear?
When it comes to you being stupid, yes.
I love her so much. And although the shoe fits on the other side, it's just that I'm not picking on her as much as she's picking on me. I know, it's awesome. Because then I get to throw things back. It's the greatest foreplay in the world. I think we actually have to have a fight for this, don't we, to make up? Yeah. Have to work on that later. Oh, she does love me. She loves me like... She's crazy about me. So crazy, she'd kill me.
Yes.
I wouldn't trade her for the world. I really wouldn't. So, as we sit and we try to understand our awareness to get to the point where we can see that reflection better, all it is that we are actually sitting to watch and listen. And how that is with a childlike wonder. Not childish, but childlike. That's an innocence of mind. So we can actually sit with each other and go, and just watch. If you need to practice it all and understand what childlike is like, watch how a child can sit there and watch a butterfly or birds flying when they're just little ones, like a 2-year-old that's, barely talking. And they're just like, whoa. And they're so immersed in it. They say nothing and they're just like, what is that? Their mind is just to watch exactly what's happening. And the world is so wonderful around them. They see colors, like in the park that we have close by here. The kids that sit there and they go around with their mom. I mean, Amber and I, we were walking through the park here recently. And we avoided the kids because we were having a hard time that morning and we just did for ourselves. But you could hear the kids playing. And I've always seen that where little ones were walking around and they got their mom there. And they're just like, wow, look at this. And there's a squirrel and there's the birds. And somebody's walking their dog and the dog's real friendly. Can I pet your dog? And they just, these little ones that barely can even speak. And they're walking around and they're just so happy and smiley. But they're just observing as best they can and just going, wow. And their mind clicks over and they go, And And if you practice just, I mean, it sounds stupid. It really does, and silly and crazy. Why would a guy, he's in his late 40s, almost 50, and he's telling you to sit there and do this? Well, I'm telling you to do this. Sit there and even look at the screen, even at me, and go, yeah, squirrel, a squirrel. Yes, but even then, it's just like, just watch whatever it is that you got to watch. Sit out on your porch, watch the birds, and just, You'd be surprised that little action, just that little sound coming out of your mouth, right through your throat. You can stop your thinking for just a moment and observe. And then when you can actually start practicing getting more aware, you can actually start to see things for what they are, rather than what the prison of your mind, the illusion you're really living in, is not. You get to see the world for what it is. This is why I can talk with any of you and sincerely say, I want to hear what you have to say, because what I say isn't you. What I'm thinking about, what I want to hear from you, is not you. How you feel, what you have to say, even if I don't like it, or even if I love it, until I hear it and see it from you, I'll have no idea. This is part of where they're saying biblically not to judge each other. It's more than just about the fact that you're a bad person, or you sinned, or this or that. It's about the idea of genuinely appreciating you the moment I get to talk with you, the moment I get to see you and hear what you have to say and watch what you do. I will not know who you really are. And I have basically denied you the opportunity to be who you are, except by what I would think you should be. And that's not right. So, and even if it's a good thing, it's just the fact that if I was to miss out on what you have to offer, because maybe your happiness is different from what I'm thinking it is. And that's why trying to listen to people and building your awareness is an important thing. There's plenty of things out on Google if you want to follow through with it. Even if I don't cover it completely, go ahead and Google out there on it and see what you can find about building awareness. Now, I will give you the small gem that the highest level of actually working on awareness, to get to the highest level of it, is to pay attention to just paying attention. It's going to sound really weird when I say it that way, because it's like, huh? It's like a paradox. What it is that you are being aware that you are being aware. You're watching yourself watching. So you're reflecting back your view on yourself. Now, I'm still trying to get the words together as to how to explain that, because I practice it, and it takes a lot of effort. And I've been a practitioner of meditation for a long time, so it's not quite easy. But this is where, if you can take the moment to just sit and watch, even if you're just paying attention to your breathing, close your eyes if you have to, if it helps, and just, how does your breath feel? That's a small, simple step of building awareness. This is also, again, part of that thing that I've said in previous videos, where you make friends with yourself. You stop trying to push yourself into thinking that the world should be one way, about how you should be successful this way, or this person wants you to be that way, or I'm supposed to be a husband or a wife this way or that way. I'm supposed to be a mom or dad because of these things I should set into a preconceived societal value thing. While I do disagree that societal norms have to be absolutes, yeah, they are there for a reason, to be the most successful that you can. Sometimes breaking the mold to do something that works well is a good thing to do. A good thing is like with my stepkids. Yeah, they're not my kids, but to try and reach out to them, sometimes I've had to sit there and talk to them in a way they never expected. And I had to change the entire approach so they could actually hear what I have to say, rather than thinking I'm just nagging them. And giving them the opportunity to hear what they have to say. Where I ask, well, what do you think? Oh, the video flickered again. I wonder what's going on here. I'm starting to question whether or not I should go back to one camera or something like that. Yeah, I have grab knives. So, okay, so Bruce is saying, I try to meditate when I can, but I have to sit on the floor because I almost fell off the bed. And that happens. I'm not going to lie to you.
I've fallen asleep, Bruce. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Yeah. When you actually are meditating, here's something that people don't also understand. As you are allowing yourself to sit and just be aware, listen to your breathing, feel your breathing, or just observe something intensely to where you're just focusing on that one thing and the thoughts come up and you set them aside gently. It's when you're doing that is when your subconscious mind is going, hey, there's plenty of room. Let's fill that void. Have some thoughts. Yeah. And I wouldn't blame you that you would fall asleep, because at that point, what's happening is your mind is running 1,000,000 miles a minute. And at that point, it feels stress. You're straining your brain. You're straining your consciousness, because all this stuff that comes up that you don't want to think about because you're just trying to get away from it for a moment, maybe. Or that as you're trying to just listen to yourself, you're getting completely caught up in how it sounds in your mind, that you've got all these things. Oh, you've got to worry about groceries. Oh, you're going to be going to work tomorrow. Oh, you've got to sit there and listen to, some in-laws that drive you nuts. And all these thoughts come up. It causes you stress. Well, in that process, what happens is you're having endorphins and dopamines being released. And if you fall asleep, I wouldn't blame you, because you got a lot of stuff that's coming up that just needs to be dealt with. And your subconscious is trying to deliver it up so it's dealt with. Can't help it. But it's even happened to the best of us.
Thank you for tweeting it, Bruce.
Yeah. I have to say, I wouldn't blame you on that one either. When you meditate, your senses will increase because you're listening to them finally. Think about that. You start to hear yourself. You start to hear everything around you finally. Most people want to dumb the noise down to a dull, numbing meh. And it's like eating, just plain oatmeal with nothing in it. And I'm sorry, I like brown sugar and a little bit of butter. That's me. And I love oatmeal. But just eating it blandly, and you're like, wow, there's no real flavor. This is awesome. Yay. But when you stop and meditate, you can actually start to hear and see and feel the colors and sounds and the textures around you with more intensity, because they're finally being appreciated by the fact that you're finally listening to them. That's a very big deal. Your senses are delivering things up in appreciation to being heard. This is how awesome you are. Just by doing something, by showing something a little bit of attention. Your best friend can sit there and have a horrible day, but the minute you're sitting there and you could say nothing, but you're just there watching and listening to them. And that's all they needed to have that moment, just to be able to sit there and they're like, thank you for being here. I just needed to get that off my chest. The world is doing the same thing with you when you sit there and just stop and watch and listen. And I would hope that other people would see and feel the same way, but I realize it's all in their own time. I can't force that through there, and what I'm offering, maybe you won't get to see it yourself directly for a little bit until it finally gets to you. And that's okay. In your time.
Be right back, guys.
Okay. So, loving one another in that way also comes up, that when you're paying attention to somebody, they get to really show and reflect back that same thing. I'm going to dive on that for a second. Here's one that right now I know that Lena's out there right now, Angelina. And she doesn't really like to be called Angelina specifically by us. She likes to, she likes the fact that we call her Lena, which is more of a father-mother kind of approach, and that she feels loved. And I'll continue to do so because I do love her very much. I really appreciate her. She's a bit of a turd monkey at times, but I do love her. And allow yourself that opportunity just to watch, listen, give them their moment. And you're validating them, even if you disagree with what they're saying. You can say, well, I can see why you feel that way. I don't agree with you, but I can see it. I do. Validating somebody to sit there and say that I hear you. That is pure gold. That is a wonderful skill to pick up if you haven't got it down already, and that you can sit there and listen to somebody in a way that they can appreciate. Giving them just that moment. Well, Bruce, actually, that's pretty cool. That's a good way of saying that you're getting closer and in touch with yourself. Because really, people who don't understand that out-of-body situations can happen. Well, I'm in this wonderful Cadillac here. I say Cadillac because it's no longer built for speed, but for comfort, trust me. That over time will break down, and the mechanics that are the doctors out there are going to say, you know what, sometimes this isn't going to work, and eventually we're going to have to put it in the junkyard. We all pass, etc. But this is when we say, here's another funny way of looking at things. I'm doing perspective changes and shifts here. When you talk about your body, you're not talking about you. You're talking about your body, something you own. You are much more than your body. Even Carl Jung, when you're actually reading, if you ever read any of his information that he has out there, a lot of crazy material, you're just like, wow, it's really heady stuff, shows that the mind is more than just the brain. And to be able to say that you're astral projecting, I would agree with you that you are, because you're actually taking trips out of the body. The body's just for here. We're learning this lesson in the third dimension school, if you want to call it, of learning how to be better at being a creator of our environment, our mind, the things we do. As we think, so we become. And you allow yourself that opportunity to learn from it. But outside of your body, you're more than that. This is just a way of getting kind of in connection with what you need to learn. Sometimes I feel like a Ferrari full of horsepower, and other days I feel like a Pinto. Oh, brother, you couldn't have said that better. Yeah, Pinto, yeah, don't hit the rear end, it'll explode. Whew, man, all those days. I forgot what specific years that was at the gas tank on the Pinto. If you hit the rear end, the whole thing would just, it's crazy. Getting lost track. But we are more than our body. And if people want to say, well, how is that even possible? That, some people would have this, if we're all spiritually, more than our bodies, then why is it that we have these things? Well, you're here to learn lessons. And then they ask questions, well, like, if our spirit can do almost anything, well, why can't we heal ourselves, etc., and do all these crazy things? Well, depending upon how far you're in your evolution of actually being spiritually minded, and how well you can actually get your brain to kind of tune into the idea of being who you really are, instead of the ego that we kind of connect to when we think we are. Hi, I'm Sean. I'm a man. I am a father. I'm heterosexual. I'm a husband. I'm a brother. I'm a son. All these things that I can say that I am, but who am I really? That's a good question, and that changes every day. And I haven't quite got the complete answer to all of what that is, but I do know that there is one thing that I am definitely part of that I have yet to understand is, and that I am part of the universe as a whole. I'm not separate from it. So saying that you have a body versus saying that I am, or I'm hurting, or this or that, is how you identify with some things specifically, like, oh, my arm is hurting today. Well, you're not saying you specifically are hurting. You could say that I'm hurting today. My arm is kind of sore. That hurting that you're saying is actually the approach to the suffering about how you feel about the pain, but you feel the pain in response to the fact that your arm is letting you know it's hurt. But you yourself are not necessarily your arm. It's part of what you're doing, and it is the vehicle that you're sitting in. But here's the best part of this, is that if your arm was cut off, it had to be amputated, and you're still walking around, you've got your other arm and the rest of the body. If you were your arm, or if you were this whole body, if anything was cut off, then wouldn't you cease to kind of exist at that point, and you'd be somebody completely different than what's in your mind at that moment? Because you'd be changing completely. So you are more than what your body is. You are more than what your mind is. You are more than you can even imagine, and you're even greater and more than that. If you don't think that's true, here's something. I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea of looking at things. I've talked about this with other people before. I'm not sure if I put this on one of my streams, though, so we'll go with that. I think I have, but let's do another clarity here. In order to understand how you're connected with the whole universe, there's two ways that I can approach this, so I'm going to bring it in both ways, specifically for people who may not be Christian and for those who are Christian. I'll take the Christian route fast and easy. What was before Genesis? If you look at the first 4 words of the book of Genesis, it says, "In the beginning, God." So what was before all that? Well, there was nothing written there before that. I didn't say what was written. I said what was there before that. There's only one thing, and it's omnipotent, omnipotent, and omnipresent, meaning it's everywhere, every when, all the time, infinitely. Everywhere, every when. It's never not there, infinite. And that's God. Well, how is that? Well, God's not some just old man who sits around on a throne and kind of kicks it. It says, "Thou shalt not," and does that. No. We're talking about something that we can't even possibly comprehend. That's everywhere, every when. Permeates us everywhere, because what's spirit? Tell me the element. Good luck. I don't even know. But we're all made from this. Let us make them in our image, because he did make us in his image. Now, I'm saying him just to kind of cover things. I know some people may be Wiccan and they may have a goddess situation. That's fine. Yeah, like my wife. So she made you in her image, kind of thing. That also comes up. And the image is not so much of the body, but as to who you are here and here. Think about that. Give yourself that moment. It's real. And you were made from the universe. Because if there's only one thing, what did it make you out of? There's only one thing. Everywhere. It had to make you from itself. So you're part of that infiniteness. And within you is that infiniteness. If we were to look at what Christ's words were, is that the kingdom of God is within you, is more real than you can think. Because you're actually a piece of the infinite, infinitely at the same time. That's a heavy load to kind of handle, very heady. I've had a lot of time to think this through. If anybody, like, wow, you've had more time than I've had. Yeah, well, be single for about 9 years and watch what happens. I got nothing better to do other than sit down and go, well, that's kind of crazy. Now, if I was to take it in a different perspective for people who aren't Christian, well, okay, here you go. In the Hindu scriptures, they say, as well as the sages, I've talked to fairly numerous versions of Swamis, Hindu gurus, things like that, is that the universe is Sat, Chit, Ananda. I know that sounds kind of weird, Sanskrit. Sat means everywhere, everywhen, infinitely. Chit means that it is aware of everything within it, infinitely, always aware of everything that's going on. And then Ananda means that it's always happy and blissful. Well, there's nothing outside of it because it's infinite, and it has everything within it, so it has no wants, so it's happy all the time. And you are that. Yes, I said that way. You are that. The same way I was talking about it in Christian context. You are that. You are part of that divine that made you how you are and what you are in this manifestation. And that's a pretty heavy load for people to kind of take on. It's not an easy thing to think about. It's very heady. But this is also how I can look at anyone that I'm even in panel with, or if I meet them down the street, there's a bum on the street, I'll give them some change, but I'll talk with him when I can, as much as I can. Because I see that he's also part of that same infinite that I am. Or if I see a gal who's, well, let's just say that she's less than savory when she uses her words. Yeah, maybe gorgeous and beautiful, but when I hear her speak that she's saying the most horrible things because if a guy's not paying her to sit there and talk to her, etc., she doesn't want anything to do with him because he's you know, she's basically about money. I know that she too is suffering because at that point in time, she doesn't actually have any real love. But I know what she comes from. I know who she really is. She's part of the infinite just as much as I am. This is a great equalizer. It's no longer about the fact of, oh, you've got money, you're wonderful, or you're a celebrity, I must follow you. Or there's the bum down the street, would you get out of here because you're stinking up the place? It's now about the fact that I'm seeing human beings for who they are. And we all suffer. We all hurt. We all laugh and cry and have those moments where we're just at such high bliss and we don't know what to do with ourselves because we're just about ready to explode with happiness. We're all these things, just different flavors of it. Hey, Nike girl. Getting up in my business now. So it's definitely a thing to approach slowly if you're trying to see this the way that I am. And it's not like I can't explain this multitudinous times. I have... Huh? I can hear in a brief, but I was going to end it at 2. I guess I could... You want to extend it to 3? Well, I guess we'll extend this to 3 and we'll bring people up on panel here in a bit. Good Lord, look what I'm doing. Woo! Make it a little bit more fun because, how often am I in a shirt and tie for you people? I mean, come on, let me have at this. Yeah, I wasn't expecting. Yeah, well, there's that.
That's only like 5 minutes we were on the
Yeah, well, then most times she's actually not seeing me in anything. Oop!
floor. Most time I'm asleep.
Yeah, well, there's that. Let's see what we got here. Dun, dun, dun. I'm looking, Purdy. Thank you. Shoot. All right, let's see here. Oh, trying to get all this to work out. Not with this. This is actually the first time I'm doing this with Hangouts on air. Now that I know how to get that nice, pretty little thing up here for the link and all that stuff. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and throw... She normally throws one to me. Well, I'm going to throw one right to her. There you go. I'm going to put my headphones on so that way I can be heard. Yeah, kind of. It's a recent solar eclipse with my birth sign being a Cancer is still kicking my spiritual butt. Bruce, I don't blame you. Yeah. When you have that, the only way to offset that is whatever lessons you're being forced to have to learn at that time, get in and deal with them. And then get through them. Like Mercury in a retrograde, oh my Lord, everybody is horrible at that point in time. I run. I want to cloister myself away when that happens. Oh man, it is. That is a nightmare of no thank you. Yeah, Mercury in retrograde is like, yeah, I'd like to just take myself and throw myself in front of a bus. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's about it. Well, I sent Nike Girl a link. We're going to see if she comes up on panel or not. Dun, dun, dun. Be right back. Got to get something out of the oven. Check. Oh, she's doing check mix. Oh, God. They don't even have it up here.
No, you can't get it at all.
Oh, God. Oh, Chex Mix out of the oven is so good. That is so amazingly tasty. Oh, man, you're killing me. Oh. That is just ruthless. Boy, she wants to kick me right between the little, giblies there. That's a good way to do so. Man. It's like they don't have, here's the thing, up here in Canada, we don't have Chex Mix. We don't have Fruity Pebbles. We don't have most of the cereals that have s'mores. Yeah, we're pretty much, ass out is the phrase I would use for that. Yeah, we don't have a lot of stuff. It's amazing amounts of salt content in our food. I mean, a lot of salt. You barely have to do anything with it. But sugar? Oh no, too high of a sugar. Can't have that. No. That's not possible. So let's see if this happens here. If we get this Try and find other people here. Dun, dun, dun. Dear, let me get the link over to you, I suppose. Since if I don't harass her at least once or twice, she's going to swear to God I don't love her. Let's do this.
See, now y'all guys know why I give him such a hard time. He gives me a hard time.
Yeah. Because at least that point, she gets all randy for me and sits there and starts wanting to beat on me and makes it worth my time. Yeah, seriously, Bruce, there is no. We had Fruity Pebbles up here at a place that was called The Box, which is it was an off-brand, no-name grocery store that they shut down and then turned it into another No Frills, which is similar store, just slightly different. But they had boxes. Now they were going stale. I'm not going to lie to you. But we bought them anyway and made amazing Rice Krispie treats out of them. I can just tell you it was deliciously wonderful. So, yeah, we didn't have any kind of Fruity Pebbles. We don't have Chex Mix. We don't have Fruity Pebbles. We don't have the cereals that are s'mores. In fact, most of our stuff, I mean, the best stuff I can tell you is Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms, Frosted Flakes, Cocoa Pebbles, the off-brand stuff. And let's see here, Fruit Loops, regular Corn Flakes, Honey Nut Cheerios. I mean, if you wanted to have Kashi, they've got that stuff. But that's, I mean, at that point, just sit in front of a wood chipper and open your mouth. Get your fiber that way. It's pretty blatant and bland for the choices that you have. And if you wanted to have anything extra or different, you almost have to go to the parent company of No Frills, which is Fortino's, and spend a fortune to be able to get anything. Yeah, we do have, Bruce, we do have Lucky Charms. We do have Lucky Charms. But the boxes of cereal are just outrageous in price. We're not quite $10 a box for the family size, but we're getting there. It's getting close. So, yeah. It's pretty disappointing. But we manage and we do what we can. There are things up here, though, that you guys don't have down there that I can blatantly say, it's going to be hard to kind of pass up on that. For me, Amber doesn't like it, but I love poutine. I know everybody was like, poutine, what is that? It's French fries with like mozzarella cheese curds and gravy. And it's a beef gravy, and I actually like it.
It's disgusting is what it is.
Pretty much she feels about that the way that Nike Girl feels about hummus. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. But to get the family size, you're pushing $8 to $9 easy. Not quite 10 yet, but we're getting up there. It's getting pretty outrageous.
Bruce is laughing at me.
Yeah. No, Nike Girl saying ew. Yeah.
It's gross.
It's not gross.
It's gross.
It's okay. She says that she just hasn't tried it really.
You won't ask me to try
Yeah, she won't try it. But it is a style of beef gravy with cheese curds, and they melt down onto the. So it's like chili cheese fries, but just with a style of beef gravy, which actually is pretty tasty. But
it's nothing like chili cheese fries because it doesn't have chili.
yeah, she's obstinate on this, but she's never tried it. So how can she say she doesn't like? Yeah, she says she hates it, but she's never tried it. She's so silly about this. I love it. So, the one thing though is that if you're going to do poutine, they actually do different types. If you go to this one, it's a shop up here called Smoke's Poutineery, and they have flavors of. I mean, if you wanted to have the one that I love personally, it's the Philly cheesesteak version of it. So you have the fries, the gravy, and the cheese curds, but it's just smothered in Philly cheesesteak and cheese, and is so freaking wonderfully delicious. They also have a chili style that they do, which I'm sure you could probably say don't put the gravy in, they look at you odd. They have all kinds of stuff. I was going to say, hey, there we go. Zach stopped by to say hi. I hope you have a good day or night. Hey, Zach, that's wonderful. Nice to see you. Just glad you're stopping. Say hello.
Hey, Zach, sweetie pie.
Amber's here on the panel. I've got the panel up. I threw a link to Nike. We're just waiting to see if she comes up here, but she's probably noshing on Chex Mix. So just waiting to see if she's going to bounce in here or not. Do a drive-by on my live feed. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm watching the chat here and just kind of giggling at Zatch. No, that was Nike Girl.
Oh, Nike girl.
Yeah, she did that. Stuttering on my keyboard. I know that. Yeah, get me in my anxiety, and if I can type straight, it's a miracle.
I think I know you people.
Oh, dear Lord. Another beautiful woman up on the panel. What am I going to do?
Yeah, beautiful. Where you getting your glasses at?
Well, I don't know. I've got them right here, but I failed to put them on. Let me see if this works. And
You need them.
up here.
You definitely need them.
Let's see here. Yeah, see, now I look all I'm looking professional. Today, we'll be flying at 35,000 feet. Please buckle up because it's going to be one hell of a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, no, it's... no, you're still gorgeous. Shut up. But yeah.
Hello, Zach. Sanford, how you doing?
So yeah, we don't have Chex Mix, Chica. Oh, you're killing me.
Okay,
I make
baby.
my Chex Mix. I don't buy it. I make it.
Oh, you make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't even have anything for it.
We don't have
I
the
don't
mix
have
for anything for it. Your mic is messing up again, baby. Also, Bruce, my family is from North Carolina. My grandparents, both of my grandparents, were born in North Carolina. They left when my mom was young and moved to Virginia. And my mom grew up in Virginia. And I was born in Virginia and then was raised in Maryland. But we went back down to North Carolina like every month for some type of family reunion, whatever it was. It was the whole family got together like once a month. And so I was raised with Southern cooking. My grandmother cooked. She would do breakfast for my grandfather and the 5 kids. She would do lunch for my grandfather and make dinner all by hand, all by scratch. That woman was constantly in the kitchen.
Poor lady.
I know. She had 5 kids. 4 of them were girls. And guess who learned how to cook?
You.
The only boy of the family.
Oh.
He was the only one that stayed in the kitchen with my grandmother. The other 4 girls were nowhere to be found. And my mom's the oldest. So there you go. But yeah, when I was young, I used to hang around my grandmother, and I learned how to cook from her.
You go ahead and keep talking, babe.
Okay, it looks like I'm running the show for right now. Yay!
You are the star of the show.
Woohoo!
Yay! I got family that lives in West Virginia.
Yeah, I lived in West Virginia for a little bit. I lived in Morgantown. Interesting. That's what I'll say. I have lots of things to say about West Virginia, but most of them are not good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's mostly the roads around there, and the roads are horrible. They are so bad.
You're the motor capital of the world.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Talk about some roads. But you got you got sinkholes the size of a ballpark you got to drive through.
Yeah, well, what's really funny is up here, we're getting a light rail in the city, but yet they won't spend a flipping dime on fixing up any of the damn roads around here. So what the hell is a light rail going to do without friggin' roads to drive on?
Yep.
That's how it's run up here.
Okay, how's that sound?
That's
Much
better, baby.
better.
Okay, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to probably reload the machine eventually.
I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
No,
All
we're
right.
the motor capital of the world, and we have the worst roads in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's no lie. I think that the best way to put it for Detroit is that after the motor vehicle companies have mostly left, the roads went with them.
Yeah.
And that's a sad thing because my best friend's up there at he's in Sault Ste. Marie on stateside. He's the executive chef of a casino that's nearby, one of the native casinos.
Uh-huh.
And he says, "Yeah, you can come up here. The roads aren't too bad." And then we'll wait about another year, and then they'll have to redo them again, and then again. And
Every
again.
year they're working on roads. Every year. The same part of the road they just fixed the year before. They're fixing it again. It
I'm
just
wondering
doesn't
if
stop.
because I know that they do a lot of salt mining underneath, and I know that a lot of people aren't aware of how deep and large the world's largest salt mine is right there below Michigan. I mean, it swallows the entire state. Whether you're in the bottom half or upper peninsula, it doesn't matter. It swallows the whole state. I keep wondering if maybe they're starting to become like a sinkhole situation with the roads because of all the vibrations. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking crazy, but just think
It's
about
a possibility, but man, these roads are just wrecked constantly.
it.
It's
So,
horrible.
let's see
And,
here.
it tears the crap out of your vehicle, and they don't do anything to reimburse you for that. They don't care.
No, not at all.
Well, here we do have something. If the road has been notified to the city that this is a place and it's got some severe stuff going on, and then comes back later, if you come to them later saying, "Hey, this section of road, I just had my car break down, get it towed to the shop, have it fixed," you can present the city with the bill. Yeah, you'd wish you could do that there, but in order to prove it, it's really difficult here too. So don't think this is like magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tend to deny claims left and right because of how they are, but this is why I try to stick to certain side roads, and if I see that the road's getting bad, I just avoid the area as much as possible. So
I lived in Michigan in 2012, and Detroit stamping was just
Wow.
shutting down. Yep.
That's crazy. Oh, see your kitty in the background. Kitty!
She's making havoc. That's what she does.
Ours was doing that earlier. They were spazzing out all over the place. Oh my gosh. I was like, calm down, cats. Good gracious. Well, my grandfather did construction. He did asphalt and paving. He also laid pipes. And he could tell you everything about what they do to the roads and everything else, but hell if I know what the hell they do.
Yeah.
I watched him a few times go out on construction sites and, watched him pave the roads and pave parking lots and stuff like that. But as far as exactly what went into doing everything, I have absolutely no clue.
Yeah, 2012 is the year that I got here in Michigan. Somebody's bumping. I hear it. I thought it was lightning, so I started looking in the sky to see what it looked like out there, and the sun's shining way bright. I
One of
like
these
it.
days, you need to see about doing a rental of some very large speakers to put them out on the lawn and then play opera
Yeah,
for like hours.
I'd run the whole place out of here. The whole complex would leave.
I don't see that as a problem if you want quiet.
I know.
Hey, there she is.
Welcome back, Passion.
Fashion folk. Yes.
Oh man, I'm looking up how to possibly fix the microphone here. I don't know what happened. Again, as I said, I may have to just reload my machine from scratch, as much as that sucks. Not that I can't do it easily. I'm actually fairly skilled at doing it now. I know how to take Windows 10 and pull out all the telemetry and the spyware and everything. I actually have it down to a bare minimum. It loads faster. It's technically what Linus Tech Tips calls Windows 9.5. And so I actually strip it down to that. And then there's a couple other extra tweaks that I do at the same time. It makes my life a lot easier. I think the biggest thing is that I don't have that Windows 10 start button garbage with the collage of crazy square icons and stuff. I actually have a classic shell that allows me to have a Windows 7 button, start button. It actually looks like the TARDIS from Doctor Who, lights up and everything. So
Yes.
I even did it for Amber. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear her for that one.
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah,
like-
the major Whovian in the house.
And she gets crazy with it.
Yeah.
Setting minimum percentage to 100%. Are you serious?
Serious.
As a heart attack?
Serious.
SARS? You get all crazy on SARS?
Yep, I'm serious.
Don't make me get my southern country accent out here. I will speak just like I'm from Missouri and have
I
y'all
don't
wonder.
have an accent.
You lie like a Persian rug.
No accent. None.
I like your accent though.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I don't have one.
Don't have one.
Don't have
Ain't got none, ain't gonna get none.
Nope.
Is that it? Well, let's see here. I've got to find out sound and game controllers here. We're gonna see what happens here. See if I can blow some stuff up.
Uh-oh. He's going to blow something up. Probably me.
Well, let's see here. It's saying the a possibility of AMD high definition audio is the HDMI audio that's actually working is possibly causing this problem.
Passion. You're supposed to be on my side.
I'm not putting you out to pasture none. I ain't gonna sit there and throw you under the bus. But, honey, you gotta understand what you're saying.
Dag nabbit. Where is the love around this place? Jeebus.
You're getting plenty of it. Unfortunately, you got to wipe your screen off.
I love you, Nike,
Wax
sweetie.
on. Wax off.
off. There it is. Oh,
I love you
Lord.
too, Amber Bubbles.
So yeah.
All right, what
So we were
version
gonna-
is this?
I'm gonna text the kennel tech soon. I think today. Eating. Oh wow, right on. So yeah, we were just talking about how a lot of the stuff with awareness and whatnot, but now that we're kind of devolving into other things, we get to kind of talk about other stuff. And if anybody ever wants to ask me anything about those kinds of questions about how to build awareness, what to do as like servant king attitudes and things like that and helping people, it's just like Nike can even attest to it. Dealing with Cosmic Kitty, at that point in time, I shut everything down in my attitude and said, you know, how are you hurting him? Why is this going on? And she's running from me now because I'm being kind to her. I'm not trying to cause her to run. I want her to run to me to say, you're a jerk, you're an a-hole, you're this, you're that, and get it off her chest, and she won't do it. It's like, girl, just do it. Get it off your chest, and then we find out what's going on. Yeah, just do it. Let me, a proper good thing to say, and then just help her heal. But no, it's just what it is. So, yeah. Anybody has those questions, though, I'm always available for it.
I think my keyboard's growing fur.
Oh, you got that same problem where all of a sudden you got fur coming out of the sides of the keys. Yeah.
It's like, dag nabbit, every time I look up, there's a piece of fur.
Yep.
And I'm so OCD, it makes me nuts.
My son has a keyboard that's like $140-something, and he games with it. And I still own him when it comes to gaming on a keyboard that came from a freaking dollar store, and I paid like, what was it? I think we paid, what, 11 something for this?
Yes.
Yeah, $11 and change, and I'm just whipping his butt. It's
Mine's like a $20 keyboard. Mine's nothing fancy, but I do game.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you don't have to necessarily go crazy, but I understand he wants, low response times.
I do have my gaming mouse. I have to have that.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the one I have here?
Uh-uh.
This is a $6 mouse. It changes color, too.
Mine does too. It's so pretty.
Yep. $6. Got to remember, we also have a lot of Chinese knockoff stuff that comes up here.
Yeah.
This
There's a
one's mine.
Logitech too, right?
Oh, yeah, there's Amber's.
This
That's
one's
a
mine.
Logitech.
Just a bit more.
There you go.
Nope.
Oh,
So
you're
you're
early
left.
too.
There you go.
Yeah, this
Yep.
one's mine, and I got the keyboard to go with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
we actually
nice.
spent $30-something on that stuff for her. Gotcha.
It was my Christmas present from my stepson.
Oh.
Yep.
Very
So-
nice.
Yeah, I was happy with it.
I'm just gonna say this too, to show how awesome things have been here in this household with how we've been doing things. My son doesn't contact his mother, and she doesn't even but barely call him or anything at all. And yet he's doing stuff for Amber as if she's actually kind of his mom.
She should be. That's who's taking care of him, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing is that, I mean, he's 20 and he's doing this on his own. This just goes to show you can be awesome and amazing and do such small things, and it means so much to everybody around you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't think you matter, wow, let's sit for a bit and talk, shall we? Because you matter. You always have. Everybody has always mattered in one way, shape, or form. You just may not know it. You may not be able to see it. You may have missed the cue. But there's
I
been
matter to
something
my
you said.
cat.
Oh, of course, you feed them, you pet them, you let them poop, and then they scoop it out and you throw it away for them. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You matter amazingly to your cat. Just like just like I go to the litter pan and I'm like, oh, look, you've left me presents. Kitty Roca. Nice.
Yeah. That's where I see that it matters. My cat.
So, all right. So minimum proper state. Now I got to see
I'm
about
telling you,
DPC
Bruce, we
literacy.
keep this up, it is going to be trending on Twitter.
Megan, do I matter to you or yet?
Hashtag bubbles.
Bubbles.
Yeah,
I know it's going to be
on
on
Twitter.
Twitter.
It's
What
gonna
night is it?
it's gonna trend if we keep it up.
Megan's looking at me like, no, right now you do not matter. I am trying to nap. Shut up, woman, and leave me alone.
See if this
Yeah,
works.
I can't even find any of my cats. They're gone. They're like hiding. Oh wait, Bright's on the mantle. I see her.
Yeah.
She's the only one that I see. I think Chewy's underneath my desk. Yeah, they're all gone though. I think that most of them are in the bedroom, laying down, sleeping. Lazy ass. Well, earlier, like I said, they were all spazzing out and freaking out and all over the place and jumping around, and
Oh
so
boy.
I hope they've worn themselves out.
So you know.
Well, we still have two that are under the age of 5. So they're not even completely adult cats yet. They're still considered kittens.
Yeah.
Or aren't they?
And yeah, they still act like kittens. Chewy and Braggot are still like itty bitty babies. Even though they don't look it, they act like it. Oh my gosh. They are all over the place, into everything, wanting to find out what everything is. I play cat videos and they think they're real, and they try to get the screen, and they're everywhere. They are all over the place.
Yeah.
And Chewy's the one that mainly chews on the cords all over. He's chewed on my stereo speakers. He's chewed on Sean's headphone wires.
Mhm. Yeah.
He tries to chew on these.
See if I can bring this up here and just start crying. These are a very old set of headphones that have lasted me for a long time. Until but I'm sure you all can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's
The
Chewy.
headphones don't last me long at all. I go through headphones faster than I do anything. You think it would be a mouse, but nope, it's my headphones.
See, that's how my daughter is. Lena's the same way. She went through
Yeah.
headphones but then again, she also played them so loud that I think she burnt out the speakers on them.
That would be
She only
me.
earbuds. That was her big thing.
Yeah,
And earbuds don't last her because she'd twist them around her finger and then she'd twirl them. And I'm like,
Yes, Lena. So if you're out there listening, I'm calling your ass out.
Well,
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, she comes on Sean's live streams. So, but Lena, this is Nike. If you want to jump on one of her live streams when I sit there and post them,
You are
child.
more than welcome on my live streams.
She drives me crazy. She's always driven me crazy.
I'm going to let you run the show here, dear, because I'm going to be messing with my audio. I think I found another method of problem situation here that might fix this thing in the long run.
I was going to say, you're cracking them up again.
Yeah.
It just started. Right before he muted, it started crackling again.
Yeah.
Again. Lovely. So anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lena was messaging me. She was like, I gotta tell you something. I think I regret something. Man. I'm like, oh my gosh, child. Do you know how many things I regret? You have no clue.
Yeah.
So she told me, and I was just like, well, the only thing I can tell you to do is don't make a big deal out of it. Just, it happened, move on. It's whatever.
Yep. Don't dwell on things that don't get you nowhere.
Exactly.
Test.
So
Test.
I know you hear him in the background. I know y'all guys can hear me. I get loud.
When you laugh, I hear you.
Oh, well, I can't help it.
Oh, I like it. I think it's funny.
Oh, I know. And that's the thing is that when I'm not up on panel and listen it off of YouTube, there's like, I swear there's like a 30-second delay.
Yep.
So everything that I'm reacting to when I'm not up on panel is actually from YouTube. So you got you got to go back 30 seconds to understand what I'm laughing about.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
And that just makes me crack up even more because then I hear y'all guys crack up over that, and it's, oh gosh. It's no wonder why, the cats look at me like, Mom, are you going to feed me? And I'm in the middle of trying not to piss myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Dust. Thank you for trying our server. Click accept to get your starter gear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wasn't that just a fancy?
Yeah, no
I got some starter gear.
doubt.
Playing 7 Days to Die.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Oh, he's back.
So far. I know what the problem is.
Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you so very much. I'm glad that I had my channel just get hijacked.
You're the one that told me to take over. Look, dude.
Yes,
Yeah,
you get to be
you
on
did.
top
I'm
every
a
now and then.
witness. How rude.
No doubt.
Hey, she
God.
gets to be on top every now and then and flog me all she wants. Just how it is.
That's true.
Stop trying to make me jealous because it's working.
No, there's no jealous. What? Jealous of the fact that you don't get to beat me?
No, the other part.
Oh, okay. Just checking. I was gonna say at that point she's playing Pogo Pony. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta mute.
Okay.
Yeah, I found out what the problem is. That it is my software for doing noise cancellation. It is crapping out, and I don't know why.
That's not good.
No, it's very upsetting, especially since I'm doing everything I can to try and make sure that it continues to work properly. This is the only reason why you guys can't hear the fans or the air conditioner and other noise in the background. I'll do a quick share here of the screen of what it is that I see with this thing. And you guys will see how much noise cancellation by the red line. The yellow line is going to be me speaking. Let's see if I can share this here. There we go. So as I'm speaking right now, you'll see the yellow line is me talking, but the red line is all the noise that's being canceled out in the area. So if I go silent for just a second, There's other noise in the background. Now I'll reset it real quick. So I only had to be quiet for that little bit. So now the noise level is reset again. And when I don't speak, you don't hear any fans. You don't hear any noise. I can actually set it so that like when my neighbors are going thump, 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 thump through the house, I can actually nullify that as well. And that's usually this stuff that's right over here in the red. This stuff, it'll peak up really high because it's low bassy kind of rumble. So that's what it is that what happens when I have to try and do noise cancellation. Otherwise, you'd hear all this noise of the fan. This microphone is very powerful for people who have it. I'm not sure if Cab's having to use noise cancellation, but even yours, Nike, sounds really good. I don't hear anything in the background typically. Not like fans or anything like that, or even your neighbor. Believe it or not, most of the time I don't hear your neighbor that much either.
Really?
So, yeah, I can hear it when it gets really loud, like thum, 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 thum.
Yeah.
But no, actually, even your setup's pretty good. So
mine's just this mic and then my Logitech. Ow, son of a crap, Oli. I just died. Anyway, my Logitech microphone and webcam mic. That's all I'm using.
Huh. Well, it works. Again, I'm not sure why my system has so much noise. Other than I mean, we have to use the fans. I don't have a choice. If it was winter, you wouldn't hear the air conditioner or the fans really. You might hear the air handler, because of going through the vents and everything, because it is a little loud. The furnace that he has here is pretty, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But even then, I got to cancel that out. We don't have a lot of street noise because we're on kind of a side street away from the area. But still, it's one of those things that if I don't do this, you guys would be like, "What in the hell is that?" So I get to sound like a radio announcer only because I have it canceled out. When Amber jumps on, you can hear the noise behind her because I don't have Reaper on her machine. That's what that software is. That's Reaper.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Let's see here. And then I'm still working on a few other things. This is the first time I actually did Hangouts as Hangouts on Air. And this is going to suck because now that I see the power of what this can do, yeah, this is really going to suck. God. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to actually... I guess we're still trying to figure out... They're going to do what? Google Chat or something like that? It was something that somebody was saying?
I have no idea what they're going to be doing with that.
Lovely.
Unfortunately, we won't know until it happens.
Yeah, and they're not going to say anything. There's going to be no tweet. There's going to be no video. There's going to be nothing. It's just going to be, okay, here it is.
Yep, good luck.
Figure it out. Have fun.
Well, in the short term, there is also this software that I know, VC. I see that people were using Zoom, and it's similar to VC in a way, kind of. But VC allows us to have up to 12 people at a time in a video chat. So you have to have a powerful enough machine to handle 12 feeds to and from you.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I got a nice enough system.
I've seen you game. You don't even have to hold back. At that point, I was going to say you could even brag.
Yeah. I just got another video card put in here yesterday, so yeah.
Nice.
It's even bigger now.
Nice. Sounds like you're compensating for something.
I am. I won't say what it is, but yeah, I am. I need power somewhere, for heaven's sake.
Anyway. Wait, was my phone on there? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in fact, do I have mine? Yeah, I have my phone on me.
Oh, Sundays my phone is plenty big enough.
Yeah, my son. Yeah.
The size of this biatch.
Yeah. Actually, it's something I actually could use. I'm a fairly large dude. But, so I have to figure out why the actual application is causing me the problem here. That's what's actually popping and crackling.
Maybe try to uninstall and reinstall it.
I'm going to have to consider that as an option. Plus, at the same time, I'm wondering, because of the way that I've had to do some updates, if it's having a problem all the way around there, too. The one thing, too, is that they had an update on VC, and I actually have to use an older version to get it to work with the microphone. It just won't even work with any microphone, no matter what I do. Webcam microphones, this one, whether I'm in through Reaper or not, it doesn't matter. I've hooked up everything I can possibly get to work, and it won't give me any microphone. So, and they're all USB. I have not tried a regular sound card hookup. In fact, I do have I have the port on the front of my case for trying the microphone, but it won't work if I use the newer version. I have to use an older one. So that sucks, but that's okay.
It's kind of weird.
The VC is actually pretty cool. Let me see if I can bring this up here real quick here. I have to run software in the background to make it not, or to prevent an execution of an update, but it still shuts down every now and then because it's trying to update. I just stopped the execution of the update from happening. Are you going to let me do this or what?
Yes, I'm letting you.
Not you. Getting up into my business.
Get on with my business.
Let's see what we got here. Nope, it's still there. And why did that not execute? I have no idea.
They don't like you no more, it said.
Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I believe that. Yeah, the software I have to run in the background to make it not update is called Drop It. And it actually automatically deletes this file for me as soon as it happens to get put on the hard drive. Because Windows doesn't have any good scripting to do that. It's actually efficient. Yeah. So we'll get that set up there. And now we'll try and run VC. There we are.
Not cracking.
Who, me?
Yep. Sounds good.
I'm going to say, so yeah. So VC actually has a very interesting interface for what it is, for calls. And I'm trying to see if I can set this up.
Find the game. Talking on panel.
Hello.
Hello, he says. Hi.
Well, he's a lively one for you. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Not feeling very well today.
No, and I would say that really is something I could say that sucks.
Yeah.
So if we actually set this up, I'd have to try and jump over. Let me bounce out of this one, log out of here.
I'm doing a lot of bouncing today.
Absolutely.
You need bubbles.
I got bubbles behind me, but she just won't let me have
that doesn't help with your bouncing.
Yeah. See what we can do here.
You gotta have your own bubbles for bouncing.
Okay, so there we are. Let me minimize this and I'll maximize that one.
I'm just a girl.
So VC itself, in fact, I can open up my video. There we go. This is with the second camera. So now I'll share this real quick.
Okay, I'm opening them.
Oh, you're opening those up? Okay. So here's VC. What in the flying set? Stop flickering. So I'll minimize this. So it does come up with its own window for chat.
Yeah, I see.
And if somebody wants to come in, it's similar to this. Now, it doesn't do it like panel with Hangouts where it changes perspective. They're individual windows. But I can talk here all day as long as I want. And it won't stop streaming. I've left it on. When Amber and I were trying to get her up here, we left it streaming for 12 hours straight and didn't have a problem.
Wow.
So you can be on this for as much as you want. Now, the free version does have some harassment. Like if you try to screen share through VC, which you can, it will not let you go past it'll do it once for free, and then it nags you to death for every time you want to do it after that. And they're trying to get you to buy into their subscription to their service. And it's meant mostly for medical, but this stuff is so high speed for what it is. Let me stop this now so we're not getting all that jittery, ugly video for that. I can turn that off now. But what it is it's meant to be used for hospitals, for patients, and even the U.S. Congress uses it. It's very, very secure, and it's it's only person to person. It does not allow for extra people to get in between, like Skype. Microsoft's listening into what you're doing. FaceTime. Oh yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's probably waxing one off, going, "Yep, I've got something here I'm going to sell," and that's about how that is. So, with that in mind, we try to find stuff that's very simple. But again, with VC, I can talk as long as I want. I can just like I'm talking to you. It's very straightforward. I use it with my dad all the time, and we go back and forth. So if I wanted to actually set it up for like, let me put it back to my other account, because I have the one that I use for my dad, because that one's an old account from when I was in college. And so I have that grandfathered in to where I have unlimited sharing. There we go. It's also used for keeping a hold of staying in contact with family. Very useful. Because it also has auto answer from specific people. So in an emergency situation, you're waiting to hear from somebody, you can set their stuff up. The minute that they call through, it starts the call up and opens it up immediately. So God help you if you're naked down in the shower. You might not want to scare the wildlife.
Oh, you wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah. I don't know. The way you're talking about bubbles. So
you wouldn't want to see that. It might scare you to death.
Death.
I do.
Yeah, I was going to say Amber's got her tongue wagging over here. But that's why we're trying to find other things in case Hangouts is not replaced with something better or equivalent.
Yeah.
We're trying to find what we can. Yes, for people who are going to use Zoom. Granted, you're only going to have 40 minutes and 4 people, but if it works, it works. And that's the way I look at it. There's other ones that are out there, but everyone wants a bloody fortune because they think their CDN is, processing
So
platinum. Yeah. I don't know. Anybody got any questions, anything that they want to ask me besides, bubbles?
Hey, I didn't ask questions about no bubbles. I already know about the bubbles.
I know you know.
I don't need to get educated with those.
Trying to deflect. As best I can deflect, but.
Yeah. There's no deflecting that.
Yeah.
No.
God, this is the longest I've been in that shirt and tie, and God, how long?
I was church this morning. How did it treat you?
How did it treat me? They're very good. We have today is our fast Sunday, so we're not supposed to eat until dinner time tonight. And what that is that this is a sacrifice of ourselves to allow us to, in prayer, be more sincere and reverent.
Become diabetic. They're trying to make you diabetic.
No, it's only once a month that we do this. Officially for the church. But then we stand up in front of the church and we give like our little testimonies about how it's affected our lives and how things are there. I can honestly say that through the practice of reading scripture and being sincere in my prayers and trying to be more immersed in my faith, I have found the time and opportunity to be more Christ-like and being there for people. Kind of like, again, I'm going back to the Cosmic Kitty thing because she's a perfect example. I'm trying to be very gentle with her and concerned, loving, even though she doesn't know me from Shinola, and she's running from me because it heaps hot coals upon her head because she can't defeat the fact that I'm being nice to her. Even though she could be calling me everything but a child of God. But at the same time, it's also making me a better man because I start to see the hang-ups I've had and what's holding me back from being a better success in my life for me. Yeah. So if it's doing that, that's when it's good. If it's not, and you're being a zealot or some kind of fundamentalist whack job that causes you to do stupid stuff like trying to, I don't agree with abortion myself. It's not my choice to say one thing to one person or another, but I firmly believe and disagree with it. That's my feelings of it. But I'm not the type of person that I'm not going to sit there and, yell at you and say, what it is. I'm not going to go out and blow up an abortion clinic or anything like that, like you've seen a couple other people. But if your faith is good and it's making you a better person and you're doing better in a good way, that is for yourself and it helps others around you as collateral splash awesome around you, great. That's what it's supposed to do. But if you're going to be a miserable SOB that's going to sit there and say that you're going to hell and you're going to swell up like a pig and bloat and the angels are going to puncture you and there'll be flies coming from you and all that. Isn't it delicious?
Yeah.
She snagged the bag of chips I brought home. So, and if you're going to go down that route and be destructive, it probably may not be best for you to say, hey, this is how my faith has affected my life and expect people to listen to you and go, yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Nice. But there are some people who I've talked to from various faiths. I don't care what faith you are. If you're having a difficulty with your faith, I can actually help you get deeper into it, regardless of what you believe. I don't have to believe what you do to make you find peace. It's actually very easy to get you deeper into your faith to find peace. A lot of it is that you have to treat it with some sincerity. But that's being real about you being you. You being you is so important in that one. Otherwise, if you're just going to dress up and try and buy a ladder to buying that stairway to heaven,
There's another saying for that. You can't polish a turd.
Yep, I can put a pig in a dress, but it's still a pig. That's another one I love.
Yeah.
That just goes to show how old country I am on some things. Sat around listening to the old farmers in the feed stores for too long. Seriously, that's just, yeah, that Purina symbol on the side of a silo, yeah, I know that very well.
Yeah.
No, it's just, I think that what I got out of it this morning, because we had sacrament of the Eucharist, however you want to call it. I got the opportunity to pray over that, and I try to do that every Sunday, and then we pass it around and everything like that. So it's a beautiful experience when you're doing it for the right reason. But I wouldn't want anybody to ever go to church or think they're forced to have to. Oh, God forbid! Do not do that. I believe in free will, that free agency of your own personal will to do as you want. If you don't want to go to church, don't go to church. If you want to go to church, go to church. Or if you want to sit there and go to temples, or if you want to, sit out in the park and meditate, whatever you feel gets you closer to the divine or the spiritualness that you need, I want you to find that peace, not what somebody's telling you have to do. I mean, there are certain reasons why some things are done in certain churches because of their doctrine, or that their practices are meant for a certain reason to get something done. But if you're feeling out of whack with it, it's like the offering bowl. The offering plate comes flying around a church faster than you can say blink most times. But if you can't put money into it because you don't feel the want to donate, and then you're putting the money in there because you just got to do it for whatever reason, that's where you're doing it for the wrong reason, not because you're actually wanting to do charity.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, same thing with even your own personal thing of, again, going. If you can't do it, maybe it's the wrong church and you need to go elsewhere. I don't know. I'd have to find out by talking to more people. That is specific to the personal preference of some people. Okay, so you were Lutheran for a while. Maybe you need to go to a Methodist or Charismatic, or maybe you want to be Catholic or Mormon, or you want to, just maybe not be Christian at all. Maybe you want to go join an ashram and meditate somewhere in India, or you want to, go out in the desert and just do the hermit thing. And that's your, be pagan, whatever. It just depends upon how you've got to do you. I've found that so many times. Well, there's a lot of churches I've also been to. I can honestly say that I've been to quite a few. I'd say I've been to probably over 100 different churches, just sitting to hear what they have to say. And some of which I have to say, the message was so wrong for me, I got up and left mid-sermon. It was that rough on me. It just didn't work for me at all. Now everybody else has stayed there. I respected it. And I said, I'm sorry, this isn't for me, and I had to go. I appreciate it very much, and I'm, many blessings to you all, and Christ's love to you. But I have actually walked out mid-sermon. I just could not do it. And that's just for me. Now, which church that is and what it was, that remains nameless, because I'm not the type to bash on people like that. But it wasn't for me. It's like even the stuff I'm saying, maybe somebody pops in and say, well, this isn't really what I believe in. Okay, that's fine. No worries. No big deal. It's not your monkey, not your zoo kind of thing. I get it. Totally get it. But, and I'm not here to bring it. It's just like Cab says, I'm not here to bring anybody to church.
Yeah.
But whatever your personal faith is, I want you to get deep into it to where you find peace, calmness, contentedness. And happiness is kind of an odd word to throw on things because happiness is short-lived. How I can explain that is in the shortest way, in a very adult way of saying it, but not really being derogatory, is anybody can have an orgasm, but it's a short-lived happiness, because after that you have the anxiety of possibly wanting it again and again and again. And what are you willing to put forth to get that high that eventually over time diminishes to nothing?
Tell me
And
about it. No.
that's not real happiness then, is it?
No, it's not.
Real happiness is the fact that I have this amazing friend of mine on here with my amazing wife, and I have these amazing friends in chat. That is my happiness. This
Yeah.
is a long-term thing that I can share. And even if they're not around any longer, I have had this experience. I get to take it with me forever, and I'm smiling the whole time. That's all that mattered to me.
Yep.
But, and even though I know it's going to eventually go away, and it's a bittersweet sorrow, it's the fact that I have this wonderfulness that makes it so that I can smile again. I can be me and appreciate me. Oh, there's that beautiful woman coming up behind me again here.
Well, I'm going outside.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's going to take off out there.
She's gonna go smoky.
Yep. Well, I'm appreciating that she's doing that because I actually have a very bad allergy to cigarette smoke.
Oh.
Yeah, it is what it is. I take a lot of antihistamines if I go over to somebody else's house out of respect for them. So, yeah. Other than that, my eyes and my nose let me know. God, this is horrible.
Yeah. I quit smoking almost about 4 months ago.
Awesome, possum. Glad to hear that. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was well overdue.
Yeah, well.
I was only smoking since I was 9 years old.
Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, no, I actually smoked for about a year, and that was from 90 to 91, and that was when I was in Advanced Individual Training, AIT for short, when I was learning my job in the military. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, I did all kinds of bad habits during that period of time. Smoking, drinking underage, chasing crazy wild women. Yeah. Chasing the crazy wild women was somewhat fun because it was usually at dance clubs, which EDM wasn't quite as big as it is now, and there was a lot more diversity of the music that was being played at the time. But yeah, it's that time when you can sit there and say in your youth you had you got more tail than a toilet seat. But it's now you look back at it and you're like, oh God, those are some bad choices. I still can't get past the gal. I made the mistake of sleeping with her once, and then she thought she owned me, and she stalked me everywhere. And it was horrible. That was the one I was saying that the post commander got involved with my company commander, and they ordered her off the post and said, if you come back, you're going to be arrested.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe how many people I have been with in my life. You ain't going to believe me if I told you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
10.
Not even close.
1,000.
Nope.
Yep.
2.
2? That's it? Really? Well, hey, there you go.
Yep, my ex-husband and the one I'm with right now. That's it.
Wow. I've dated a lot of gals. That doesn't mean I've slept with all of them. Because a lot of that was just going out to hang out just because I wanted to have some fun and talk with somebody.
Now, I did date. I ain't going to say I didn't date, but I didn't sleep with them.
No, I understand. No, I was a male whore.
I'm not saying that either.
Yeah. Oh, you're not saying I'm a male whore? Well, I appreciate that. But
I'm just saying that, believe it or not, everybody always tends to think I was a wild one, but I wasn't really that wild.
No, that's all right. I don't think that. I know that you have a brain on your shoulders, though, that makes it so that you actually put forth a lot of wisdom and knowledge. I'm not going to say that that's not the case, but I don't judge a person by what they've done in the bedroom. That's not my big
no,
deal.
it's just like a lot of people that I talk to, I would say, you ain't going to believe that. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, right. And I seem like I'm wilder than I was. And I wasn't that wild when it came to that. I was a partier, but that was it.
Yeah, but how was it the relationship with your ex-husband overall, though? See, this is going to tell me a lot. Was it meh?
In the beginning, I was everything. I was queen, everything. And then jealousy kicked in. And you know the rest.
Oh, my Lord. So this is why you have some of your attitude now. That's why I was looking for. Yep. Tells me a lot. And I don't blame you. Not even slightly.
Yeah, he got real jealous over everything.
Possessive.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice to hear that he has some insecurities.
Which one?
Yes. I said insecurities.
Yeah. It was everything.
Well,
The
that's
only
where.
time I was allowed to go out is if I was with his mom or his sister-in-law.
Oh, no.
I had to wear this and I had to wear that. Wasn't allowed to wear this. Wasn't allowed to wear that. Wasn't allowed to talk to this person or that person. Yeah.
Chewy, what are you meowing at, huh? Come here. Come on. You want to say hello to everybody? Huh? Come here. Come here. Let's see if I can get him to come up here. Well, get your furry little cute butt up here. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Get him to come up here on his own volition. Yep, there's the tail.
Hope I see tail.
Yep, let's see here. We got. If I can do this here, I get him to look down here. There he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
so pretty.
Yep, there he is. He's just looking all cute.
You're so pretty, kitty.
He was the one that we rescued from our neighbors upstairs.
Really?
Yeah, they the guy that was upstairs that was with the gal, he was like, "Yeah, we have a kitten. We could, if you're looking for a kitten, we have one that we could get rid of." And I'm like, "Okay, so let me take a look at it." And this was Amber's Christmas present 2 years ago.
Aw.
Yep. So he's a year and a half, and so 2 Christmases ago, I just basically walked down. I said, "Hey, babe, here you go," and I just put him. You see, he's just absolute love. I put him in her hands, and she was like, "Oh my god, it's so cute."
I bet.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't
He is
lay
a
on
cutie.
don't lay on the mouse here. But even if I was to pull up the
Rock G. Yes, Bruce. He does look like Grumpy Cat.
if I had the pictures, I'm not sure if I got those still. And he's got to cock his leg up so I can actually look at it here for his butt. What are you doing, cat? Good Lord. But if I can find the pictures that I have off the phone of mine that I had. Oh, I don't know where they went. Darn it.
Yeah,
I'll
my
see if I
son
can-
was the one that told me to get out of my relationship.
Your son did.
Yeah, my son. His dad. He told me to leave his dad and quit being a prisoner in my own home.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's intense.
That's why I left. It was 2 weeks later after he said that to me, I was gone.
Wow. That's something else. Good Lord, you're laying all over everything here. He is absolutely just being you're being a turd. You are genuinely being a turd.
So when your own son, the
When he's saying what he's saying.
saying what he's saying, and you know something's bad. And if he's seeing it, my daughter was seeing it too. So
Here we go.
it's time to get out of it.
Just show this here. Show what he's doing. All over my desk. I got this on my desk. Don't you? He's just. God, he's so adorable for how he's doing this. He's just going to steal your heart.
He is gorgeous.
He just turned off my monitor.
Oh no!
You're such a turd. Oh God. And then when he was a kitten, this is how adorable he was. He just absolutely steals your heart even there. There's this one too. That was him as a kitten.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just like, oh my God. He is so cute. So yeah. He's a little character. He's got a personality all his own. You can't be mad at him long, really. You just can't.
He's one of the ones that's still a kitten himself. So
Yeah.
But he knows when I was hurting here recently, he'd actually get up in my lap and coo at me and pretty much in his own way let me know that everything's going to be okay. So when I have my anxiety kick up, he kind of comes running.
I used to have a cat that was like that too. That would be right by my side if I was in pain or anything.
Hey, Rocky.
Sadly, that cat was killed by a cop. Got ran over by a cop.
Oh, no.
Yep. That was my favoriteest kitty.
I'm going to have stuff that's going to fall off the back of my desk right now.
I had a cat that followed me home from a trip in the woods. And I brought her home. My mom fell in love with her. My dad was like, we already had one cat. My dad was like, no more cats. But we ended up keeping her. I ended up naming her Sabrina. And about 3 years later, she ended up getting hit by a car.
Aw.
Yep.
He keeps knocking my monitor off.
Now my cat that got hit by the cop car, they came over to my house and were like, "Oh well, we'll take you to the humane shelter and get you another one." I'm like, "That ain't replacing my cat, you douche."
Yeah.
You know, and they were going through my neighborhood. I swear to God, the speed limit was 30 miles per hour on the road, you know, and they were probably doing about 60 when they hit my cat.
Shit.
Lovely.
Yeah, and there was kids. There's kids all over the place playing and everything, and they're just flying around the neighborhood. I'm like,
Yep. You can't replace something that once it's lost like
yeah,
that.
you should have heard the way I was talking to that cop. You'd have probably spanked my booty. I was not a happy camper.
No, I probably would have given you some other things. Call him this. Call him this. Yep.
Yeah, and they did. They wouldn't send the cop that hit my cat to my house.
No.
They sent another one.
Yeah, they'd have to do that
Yeah.
to try to make it. Yeah, because I'm sure you probably would have killed him.
I was a kid when that happened.
Doesn't matter. You'd have probably found a way to stab his eyes out.
But yeah, they wouldn't send him. They sent another cop.
Yep.
We're so sorry. Well, we didn't mean for this to happen. You ain't sorry. You don't get. That's what I was saying. This is the stuff I was saying to you. You don't give a F. Get the hell off my porch.
That's about it.
My mom doing. I was like, hell, it's true.
It's funny. He keeps looking up at the monitor every time you flash over because I have the chat window over on the other monitor here. And every time you pop up, he stops and he looks at you. He's like, "Who's this?" Yeah.
Kitty, kitty, kitty,
He
kitty.
loves watching YouTube. He's one of the ones that thinks the cat videos are real.
He thinks they're for him, huh?
Yep.
Oh, he loves them. He friggin' runs around the back of the TV to see if he can find out where they're coming from. And
He does.
he goes over to the window. Every time one of them cries, he goes over to the window to see, hey, where's that coming from? He's so funny. He is hilarious.
That's cute.
Yep. Oh, he's rubbing up against the mouse again.
Oh no, he's gonna bring up things you don't want brought up.
Well, he already opened up my Bitcoin ticker to see what the price of Bitcoin is. I'm just sitting here going, well, speaking of the news today, the Bitcoin index right now is at approximately 11,455 per Bitcoin. It's actually been on a rise ever since this morning. Yeah, it's like that. Oh, God, cat. I love you, but dear Lord. Plus, he chases the mouse, the cursor all the way across all three monitors that I have. I'm just like, oh, geez. So minimize that back to that, and then bring the other one back up. Thanks, Chewy. Now I got to go ahead. There we go. But no, he's actually watching you because you're the only one that pops up. Amber doesn't pop up as much because of her mic being off, unless she speaks. Then it'll be like, "Hey."
Yeah, I know. He's one of the ones that was on Passion Stream the other morning, and we were talking about the betta fish and how you're supposed to keep a little bit water down from the top so they don't jump out.
Uh-huh.
And I told her, I said that I'd have to use a top for all of them, no matter what kind of fish I get, because they'd be going into it. He's one of the ones that would be trying to fish them out.
Yes, you would. I'm trying to chew on the papers on my desk now.
See?
Here.
That's why his name's Chewy.
Make havoc.
Taking a brush to him right now.
Yeah, that's why his name's Chewy.
Chews on everything.
Everything.
As soon as Sean put him in my arm, put him in my hands, he started chewing on my fingers. And the first thing I did was go chew, 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 and it just stuck.
That's cute.
Yeah. You like this, huh? You like this? Yeah, he's trying to rub up against it because he's like, it feels good. I like this. No, you can't. And he's trying to chew on it. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, I see it.
See if I can do this way. Here we go. There he goes.
Oh.
Definitely chewy.
Yeah. And not just the insides.
Yeah.
Bruce follows Bitcoin, baby.
Yeah? I can say, yeah, the index is approximately 11,500. But the ticker I have, I was going to say, I don't know which one. What is up with Bitcoin? The reason why I'm asking is because I'll say this much right now. The biggest changes that they've had is because of Facebook's offering of their cryptocurrency. I forgot the name of it. Not that it matters, because I'm not going to buy into that, because I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg as far as I could throw him. And yeah, at that point, it's like anybody ever wants to see what he's really about, go play the game GTA 5 when they're talking about the social media network there, where the main character that's up there for talking about the social media like Facebook, and he's talking about global thermonuclear war kind of thing, and he does this as he's talking about what he's going to do with users' data. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much Mark Zuckerberg. But because of what Mark Zuckerberg's offering through Facebook for their cryptocurrency, it's causing all these other ones to boost. And here's another piece of advice. Now, I'm not wealthy, but I'm getting pretty good on starting to see some things. I'm actually mining while we're on this. My second video card's actually mining at the same time. And it's not a lot. I don't have any money to put into it right yet, but I'm going to be using this stuff to buy services and things that I need for like web space and whatnot. I'm actually going to be putting up a website here soon. But what it is that with all these analysts, when they say, oh, it's a bull, this bull market's not real, and their bear attitude, like this is the worst thing to invest is in cryptocurrency, etc. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. There was a video I watched recently where the guy was saying, no, don't listen to them. Watch what they do. Because these guys just sit there and say that, oh, this is this. But then all of a sudden they're buying cryptocurrency or they're involved in it. If it's so bad, why are you doing something that would be a money pit or garbage situation? Currency fluctuates all the time. So if you wanted to see how Bitcoin actually turns out, it has crashed 3 times previously and then gone back up. Not too long ago, what? It was like almost about 2 years ago, it was what, $25,000 on the high, and then of course it went down. Everything climbs and then comes back down. Even other stocks have their own way and means about what they do. It just depends upon the company, the product and services that they sell. Currency always fluctuates. At one point in time, when I first moved up here, just to take it out of the Bitcoin index situation, the U.S. dollar versus Canadian dollar. When I first moved back up here in 2013, it was. Hold that thought here. I'll get to you here in just a second, Rockji. It was $1.03 to $1.05 ish to $1 US. So when I came across the border, I could almost use American versus Canadian interchangeably, with a little bit of loss on the Canadian side. And the Canadian side was more expensive. So taking the money of Canadian money, because everything was more expensive and we get paid more, but you spend more up here. So if I would have actually taken it to US, I might have made some money, technically. Now it's like $1.34 to $1.35 Canadian to 1 US. So we lose our tail every time we go to the US across the border. It's when people ship us money up this way, we make out. This is why they love Americans in tourism, but not so much for us to live up here, kind of thing. Even though I'm Canadian by birth, I'm very much Americanized. I am. 38 years of living down there, being in the US Army, you can't change that attitude of mine whatsoever. I'm pretty much an American boy, and I thought I'd try this as an experiment that has horribly failed, and now we're starting to pick ourselves up, and we'll be coming back. Just how it is. So now, Rockji, you were saying I might take some time off the internet because I find myself getting into things I shouldn't. Maybe it would help if I just stay away. Don't know. Here's an interesting piece of advice with that, and I want you to sit and listen to yourself when you talk about it, because you're going to probably need to talk with other people around you that are close, that will be honest with you, not people who are just going to tell you what you want to hear. I don't care if you get off the internet. I don't care if you walk away from TV, your cell phone. I don't care if you walk away from your community that you're in that actually is causing you feel that you're doing these things. What's happening is that it's the choices that you're making. You're attracting these things into your life that make you want to do these things. So you have to work on you. The internet be damned at that point. It's not going to change a thing. Your choices that you make is what's causing you to be where you're at. Why do you make these choices is the first question. I'll be the first one to say, Want some bad choices to hear? I'll throw a few out. These are kind of bad and embarrassing. At one point in time in my life, I let video games run me so hard that I was actually losing business and money. Now, I was single at the time, so it was fine because I could recover. But with a family, I would have lost my family easy. No lie. Would have done it easily. But I was living off of mac and cheese and ramen for quite a while because my addiction to video games was so high. Now, I still play video games, but I know how to turn them off. I did that yesterday. Played for about an hour, turned it off, and then I got to doing some code and other things. So that was just like a break. But you don't see me playing video games all the time. I did it on a stream just because I was just kind of like, I wanted to see what would happen if I played a game and was on stream. And I got to see some errors of things that I was doing. So it was actually not just a game, but a test at the same time. But I'm not gaming now. I'm more concerned about you guys. So those are some honest things of looking at what I was doing and why. And how I had to deal with them was I had to walk away from the game in my head and in my heart, not just by doing it in physicality. So, well, and that's the thing is that if you're getting involved in that, it's also because I'm going to say this much. I know how that feels because I kind of can go there a bit myself. If you're that lonely and you're wanting people in your life and you're not able to express it in the right way, sometimes we can say things that people cannot understand and they'll send or do things that aren't meaningfully helpful to you, especially when you're wanting something more than just a basic, there's no such thing as a meaningful one-night stand. There is none.
Be right back, grabbing coffee and put my Chex Mix in its container.
Oh,
okay, sweetie. Nice.
So if you want to change how that is, I want you to do me a favor. Get out a couple sheets of paper because you're going to probably write this several times. And you scratch it out, and that's fine. I want you to be very bluntly honest with yourself. Brutally, ruthlessly honest with yourself. I mean those words very strongly. Write down what you want in a relationship. Not who you want specifically, like blonde hair, blue eyes, must be this way. No, I want you to write down what do you expect in the relationship. I want you to find somebody who loves you, who cares about you. Yeah, maybe they'll scratch that itch you got. I got that. No, it's, we're all human. We all have our needs. But I want you to find something that's real about what do you want in the relationship? Do you want somebody that talks kind but firm? Is assertive when necessary to put you in check because you make some bad decisions other than just in relationships. Maybe you want somebody who's going to listen to you when you're having your hard times because you're not certain and you're insecure in yourself, and they're not going to abuse you or use you for that. I'm talking about those things. And I want you to write them in the positive, and I don't want you to use no or don't language. I want you to use things only that are, and in a positive context. What I mean there is, I'm in a relationship that is loving, caring, generous, understanding, patient, courageous, strong, loyal, and above all, honest. Write those things down. Don't say they don't abuse me or they don't hit me or they don't send me rotten pictures or that the guy is not married. Things like that. Say, I'm looking for a single person, because leave it open because you never know who you're going to love. Although if you have a preference, I understand, then say man or woman or whatever. And then go down through the list of qualities in a relationship. Our relationship is this. Our relationship is that. And then I want you to start leaving space for where you live for that person to come in. So like in the bed, do you sleep on your side or do you sleep in the middle of the bed? That's a really good question to ask yourself. Do you sleep in the middle of the bed or do you sleep on your side? Because if you leave a side for them, you're leaving them room to fill it. Because the universe hates a vacuum. It abhors a vacuum. So if you leave a vacuum open for this person that you specify what you want in the relationship to be, to come into your life, and then you allow that same thing. And then what you should do is, and I know it's going to sound crazy again, if you have the time to do it every day, write that same thing out. Burn paper like you're going out of style with it every day. Write the same things out again. And if you find something you want to add in, write in extra. Not only are they caring and loving, they are patient with me in my spirituality. They allow me to be me about my spirituality. They allow me to be able to express myself and listen. They validate my needs and wants. They validate how I speak. They do challenge me and allow me to see things through their eyes and still allow me to be me. There are ways that you can write these things that make it so that you're getting closer to what you want in a relationship. Otherwise, if you don't do this, what you're going to do is you're saying to the universe, well, I want somebody and I like these qualities, but then you're going to get all these other people that are going to come in and they could just have a field day with you on the things, the qualities you don't want. Yeah. At that point, yeah, just run.
Just run from it all.
I don't disagree with it. Yeah.
Run.
Yeah, I would not disagree. But if you can write these things down and you do this, you are going to attract what you want. There are various ways of saying this. There's the book, The Secret. There's the Law of Attraction. There is, if you were a Christian at that point, there's the Lesson of the Withered Fig Tree. I would highly recommend reading that over and over again from all the different perspectives of what's there in the Gospels. Esther Hicks, if you're doing Law of Attraction, a lot of great material there. The Secret's okay, but it's very loosely termed. You need to actually understand there's more things that you need to put into it called action, as well as the gratitude that's there at the end. So really it's ask, believe, receive, put in action, and be grateful. So it's actually 5 steps, not 3. And give yourself the honest opinion of what it is you want in that relationship. I mean, maybe you're the type of person that, I'm going to be very honest. Maybe you like a BDSM style life and you can't find anybody who's going to be real about it because they're fake. I'm not going to say I know anything about that, tongue in cheek, but I understand that there are certain people that are fake in the communities that do that. And maybe that's something you're into. It's not my monkey, not my zoo. You do what you got to do. But look at Nike right there. Are you getting? She's actually blushing a little bit. That's what's funny about this. I'm starting to think about things.
Step in my business.
I'm not even. You're putting your business out there. But there's other things. Is like maybe you're actually looking for a person who's very spiritually, churchly minded, and you want them to be a godly person rather than just garbage about coming to you with faith. They're not just saying it and then go to church and then they come home and they drink like a 6-pack and say, bring me a beer, baby, and not be real about it at that point. That, like on a Sunday today, I'm doing this because I know for a fact this is a good time to do these things. And I'm actually going over the 3 o'clock thing here. I'm going to have to end this here in a bit, but I got other things I got to do here in the house. Plus I have to put time in for study.
Yeah, I need a shower before Nike stream tonight.
Yeah, she's going to get all up in my business. I was going to say something else, but this is PG.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's leave it a little bit PG.
I'm going to get all up in Nike's business.
Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, on here. Okay, so yeah, because I keep getting all men on here with my pic on here on Instagram saying I catch their eye and fancy, then just talk a little and they say they're falling in love. Yeah, see, that's just horsewash. Yeah, you got to find somebody who's real. If they say that, it's like, well, that's fantastic. Now let's keep having a conversation. This is why also the great advice, and I mean, it's not even anything of my own.
I didn't do it, Sean.
Passion for pets. You are so bad. You need to go see your husband about a pankin. Good Lord. All right, back to what I was saying. Good Lord. Have a conversation with the guy or gal, whoever it is that you fall in love with. The point is that if you can't have a decent conversation to talk to them about everything and nothing, you know what? Have a great conversation about hard topics. Really good, like lengthy, difficult ones. Here's a great one to have with a guy. And this is true. Ladies, you can attack this as it is. So let me ask you this question. So when you're running low on money and I'm asking to sit there and say we need food for the house, how is it that you're going to be able to deal with your provider's anxiety? Think about that. I'm laying gravity here. Big ones. So how are you going to deal with your provider's anxiety? Because if you can't keep it together and we're having a struggle and I have to carry, I need to know who I'm dealing with. Or better, here's another one. So when I'm actually not able to sit there and do something for you because of the fact that I'm just not in the mood, are you going to continue to run around on the idea that maybe I'm just not going to fill in and you want to run away? And then have a very sincere conversation about it. There's going to be a lot of pillow talk and a lot of this and that. But the truth is that at points and times, I mean, it's the same thing in the opposite direction. If he's not able to perform, are you going to back away from him and go find another dude?
What if he is able to and don't? What
Exactly.
about that one?
Yeah, no, it's true. These are great conversation pieces you should have. That's a great one, Nike. Yes, you should be real about that, no matter what it is. And if the guy can't handle it, he's not mature enough for you. He's not able to perform and do. Now, I'm not saying go for the trophy husband or wife. I'm telling you to find somebody who loves you. Because honestly, I'm not the greatest catch on the planet. I know for a fact I don't have a 6-pack stomach. I don't have 7+ digits in the bank account. I don't have a mansion. I don't have the 12 to 2 foot schlong that some women want. I'm not that kind of guy. I am just me.
Nope.
But I love my wife as much as I possibly can in the way that I try to show her that I do love her. That's what you really want. You want to find somebody who's going to be real. No matter what. And even if they sit there and tell you something they don't like, but they're saying, look, I know you're not liking this, but this is the truth of the matter here, and then reason with you, and then still hear you out, that's what you want. That's gold. I don't care what relationship it is. I don't care if it's with another woman or if it's somebody of a different color of skin or if they're even of a different faith. If they love you and they really want to be there with you and they're real about it, I want you to have that. No matter what. Don't care who it is. I've even told my son, I don't care if you're dating a gal who's black, orange, green, blue, Muslim, Christian, Hindu, likes to do backflips and wants a trapeze in the bedroom and then invite other women in and all this. I don't care if she loves you and takes care of you. That's all I care about. I don't care otherwise. Really, I don't.
One of the most important things in a relationship is communication.
Oh, God, yes. Beautifully said.
If you can't communicate, you don't need to be together.
I mean, after all. Wait, I think there was another. Oh, that was just a feedback.
That was me.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said that's right. Communication is the most important thing in a relationship.
Yep.
And for those who are not watching or have not heard, the U.S. women's soccer team won the World Cup.
Yay! Nice. Awesome. Nice. Go, girls, go.
Well, at this point, it's nice that you're saying that, dear, because every time you put a ball gag in my mouth, I'm just going to have to sit there and look at you kind of cross-eyed. Not that she does that really, but it is what it is. I'm just making fun of the situation.
Sounds like fun to me.
Well, Yes, boo.
He needs protection from the bubbles.
Needs protection. Sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you at that point in time. I've got the sets here. It's just how it is.
I need adult protection from the bubbles.
I was gonna say there's a video by Nice Peter. He does the picture song, and there's a part in there he talks about booby petunias. I'm just gonna say that. There you go.
Booby petunias.
I will send the link out.
Yeah, they don't make full body condoms, Bruce.
Yeah. Well, actually, they kind of do, but it's usually a full body latex suit, not very breathable, very sweaty inside.
Yeah, and it's all up in your business.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, at that point, your butt's swallowing the backside because of how tight it is.
Yeah.
God, I've seen those suits. And I'm just like, how do you people get into that thing? Like baby oil up and then go slipping into it. I'm trying to figure that out.
I would have no idea. I've never tried one.
Looked like a beached whale if I got into one of those things. My belly, good Lord. I have a little bit of a gut now. It's like, good Lord.
Bruce said TMI bag.
Ball gag.
Ball gag.
Can't laugh about it. It's not even worth your time,
I know, right?
Yep.
Nice Peter Pictures video.
Yeah, some of these are hilarious. It's like, especially when he does that one where the guy's holding up. He's got really strange makeup, and he's Japanese, and he holds up a sign that says "free hugs," and he's singing along with all this. He's like, "No, thank you." So yeah, you got to really enjoy the fact that his humor is pretty isolated to the moment.
The name of the song is called Nom 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 Babies.
Yep, it's hilarious. Yeah, his picture songs are pretty crazy. And he does these other ones that Japanese people are weird, and it's just adorable in some ways, but you just shake your head on the other ones.
You're welcome, Bruce.
Yep, this is what you're supposed to do in this channel. I want you laughing and feeling good about yourself, at least in a way that's meaningful. Otherwise, if it's not and you're laughing for no damn reason, well, that's not my fault. I can't blame myself for that one. At that point, let your bliss kind of fly. So. Other than that, I'm trying to pick cat hair off of everywhere. Good Lord, he sheds like a... Oh, man.
He was just
I'm telling you, I got hairs growing out of my keyboard.
Yep. So has the sound been pretty good so far? It hasn't been cracking.
Yeah. Really nice sound.
Right.
Yep.
Trying to fix it as best I can. I still got to see if I can do other things. I know this is temporary. So.
Grandma had a bone.
Oh, you're watching it. Oh, my God.
Oh, Lord.
Party like it's 1929.
Trojans.
Nice Peter is one of my favorite. I go to him and I watch his video, the picture videos. They are so funny. He cracks me up.
What's funny is I think I'm going to have to sing this on the next cab live stream. Sing Your Heart Out.
Well, this song, the Nom Nom Nom?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the beginning of the I'm an eagle, and I'm big pimping in America. Big pimping in America. Yeah, I could have fun with this. I really could. Yep. Could have a lot of fun with this. Oh, God.
I need a boob petunia.
What's really funny is, and this is how much I've watched it, I know that song by heart.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Hence booby petunias. Sometimes God just needs a place to sit
Hey,
down.
it's funny, that bra that the petunias are growing in, I have that bra.
Nice. Good to know you let me see into your lingerie drawer without actually being there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how you're getting the flowers to work out there.
No flowers in it, but I do have it. My flowers grow in there.
I was going to say, blooming bubbles. There we go.
Blooming bubbles.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Sean, yeah, Cab 7 will eat you alive if you sing that. Bruce was saying, yeah, at that point in time, I wouldn't be able to help myself. I'd try and keep, I don't think there's really anything outside of PG in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Nice Peter is
completely.
He's family friendly.
Please to sit down.
Bubble sweats.
What? Bubble sweat, LOL.
Oh, no. Not the bubble sweat. Oh, no.
God, and I understand it so well. It's bad that I know it so well because of the fact that I've had to help Amber in a most unfortunately awkward moment. She had her hands, I forgot what she was doing, but I had to hold her up outside of her bra and hold her up so that the breeze could get up underneath her. I forgot what the hell was going on. And I'm sitting here going, I now understand in a proxy way what it's like to have boob sweat. Wow.
Me and Passion's writing a boob sweat song. That's what we're going to do.
Nice.
That's our mission.
Nice.
It's going to be like speed metal too. Boob sweat. Boob sweat.
Good Lord.
I was doing dishes.
Oh, that's right.
I was doing dishes and I had a hot flash. And the AC wasn't working. So Sean came in the kitchen, lifted my shirt up, put the fan in front of me, and lifted my boobs up.
Yep.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting here, and she was literally just doing one of these maneuvers of, oh, thank God. And I'm just like, I haven't done anything to you yet. Oh, yes, you have. I'm just like,
Don't know yet.
wow, okay. It's that caressing touch, I guess. But no, I understand at that point because she was dripping sweat down her back, and it was just like, holy smokes. Because this place is, I mean, even Passion could probably say that the houses up here, the row homes and things like that that they have up here, they are built for heat. They keep heat in for the cold winter. But since we've had the adjustment of the axis through a couple of very large earthquakes, the weather's turned a bit here. It's warmer in the summers, and so yeah, it gets hot in these buildings. They just hold heat like you would not believe. And yeah, Purdy nips. Oh God, yeah, it wouldn't be in the winter. It would be that way when we get down. We've had the -40 winters here, and Amber was here for the first one that hit -41, and she was like, "I'm not going outside." And I said, "Yeah, but I got to work." Yeah, glad you did. And I'm like, "Gee, thanks." So, but that's the thing is that we have hot summers now that even if I was to look at the weather at the moment here, what do we got? For those who need American weather, currently right now we're actually at a nice cool 69 degrees. However,
I've seen your son's nips.
Yep, I was gonna say yes. Yeah, my son's looking at the weather for the week because he actually has to go work on Monday through Friday, and he got to see Tuesday and Wednesday getting up into the 80s, and I'm like, that's gonna be nice and hot.
Yeah.
But supposedly today we're supposed to have a high of 73 here. It's at 5 o'clock. So if I was to switch that over to centigrade, it would be a high of 23. So, yeah. But yeah, for the rest of the week, it's going to be whatever. But in this building, 85 degrees outside feels like if you don't have anything going on, it easily hits like 110 in here. It's just an oven. So, oh wow, 82 there, huh? Interesting. I was gonna say, yeah, we're not doing too bad at the moment, but next Sunday it's supposed to get up to 85, and that's the lighter of it. By not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, we're supposed to get up to 87. So, and there isn't a drop of rain in sight. Supposedly says thunderstorms for Thursday. I'm going to call BS. So
78 here right now.
Yeah. We also have a 12 mile per hour wind coming out of the northeast, so we'll see what happens. Hey, bring it up again and we'll vote on it.
Excuse me. Ode Bad Gamers PvE. That sounds like my kind of server.
Was that for 7 Days to Die?
Yeah.
Cat, what are you doing? Good Lord. We're getting everything moved around in here and trying to get it cleaned up. I just went through a box of old paperwork, and they decided to scatter it all over the place as their favorite toy because I was just like, garbage. And then I picked it up later, and they were like, where'd that all go?
Yeah, no, sadly, go buy your cat a million toys. You get a box or papers laying around, and they got to get all up in it and don't even care about the toys.
Yeah, we call those boxes kitty traps.
Yeah.
So... yeah. I was going to say, I'm thinking she's about to come in here or she's talking to somebody out there. Our neighbors are literally just like, oh, let me reach out and, oh, there's my neighbor's building. So it's funny. We have this one window over here. It's like the 3-pane window out like that. And what's funny is I see brick wall. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I get to see sunlight in Pigeon Alley, as we call it, because they're pigeons that roost on this one windowsill up here and crap everywhere. That's great. Of course, the cats love it because they get to sit there and try and chase at birds they can't get through. It's funny to see them get up on the glass and like, So.
It's funny that I see people. I look at houses and I'm like, why wouldn't you put your front door there? Why would you put the front door on the side of the house where you can't see the road and you see your neighbors farting in their living room window and stuff? Why would you even do that? I don't understand that.
Well, this building has a side door for the basement apartment. And the basement apartment only has one window, and that's out the back to the... It's not really it's kind of an alley. And that's it. The basement apartment doesn't have anything else but that one window. But if you're needing a place to just be, it used to be the apartment of an elderly woman. She had many medical problems. She ended up dying downstairs. We had no idea.
Oh, Lord.
Still questioned about the ending of her, life as to what happened. Her sons are, I'll say it, less than savory.
Here comes trouble.
Yeah. Oh.
That's it. It's trouble.
Yeah.
She's holding my arm down. She's like, "You are not going nowhere. I'm mad."
Oh, God, excuse me.
I put a bandage on him yesterday, and it makes him grumpy for a couple of days.
Yep. Yeah. But at least they don't have the fleas later on.
Yeah.
We've actually been lucky here this last year. We didn't have to do anything for it.
Really?
And
I do it anyway. During
Yeah.
the summer, we just put it on there just in case.
No, we haven't had a problem in 2 years. Of course, then again, I've also had to.
So far.
Yeah, so far. But I also use this wonderful thing called diatomaceous earth, and that's really good stuff. Boy, and we had to use that because unfortunately, at one point in time, we've eliminated it. Now we've been bed bug free because we had them in one room, and I laid down diatomaceous earth once we found that out, and we killed everything in there. Looked like a powdered donut just exploded on the carpet. And,
hey, whatever works.
Yeah. We've been bed bug free for over a year now.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it was a nightmare at first because we were starting to find them as like, oh shit.
We had them once too, but we used a steam cleaner on everything. Everything.
Yeah, no, we did the steam cleaner, but we had to first do the diatomaceous earth, which is actually very good. So it's basically fossil flour.
Oh, I know what it does. Yeah, it gives her exoskeleton and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and oh dear Lord, Passion. Yeah, it's like up here in Canada, they don't let you use certain pesticides, but diatomaceous earth, which is actually a food grade version of it, you can eat it, and it's not harmful to you or your pets. But to them, for anybody who doesn't know what this stuff does, is it's a powder so fine that it gets in between the cracks of their exoskeleton of any bug, roaches, ants, fleas, bed bugs, all of them. It gets in between their exoskeleton, and it dehydrates them because it pulls the water out of their body. Talk about death by thirst. Great stuff.
Yeah, we dip the cats in the diatomaceous earth for fleas now.
Yep. So we haven't had a problem. Yeah, and I agree, Passion. That is absolutely true. Rubbing alcohol kills them quite fast on contact because it pulls all the moisture out of their body fast. So
yeah, I started noticing when we were living in this apartment, and we went and bought this steam cleaner, and I steamed even the light sockets, I steamed the plug-ins, I steamed everything.
Hey, that's awesome though.
And got rid of them. Didn't have them no more.
Yeah, all it takes, Roxy, I agree. All it takes is a neighbor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had people that we were housing for a short period of time because they were in a bad way. We were trying to be nice. I'm gonna honestly say that as nice as I am now, really I am. But the thing is that I'm not going to be housing people in my home that unless I know that they came from a clean home. There's no way. Yeah, they had it, and I didn't realize how bad it was until after we found out. And then that one room was pretty much. It took us almost 2 years to fight with it. I mean, we had it outside the door that we were doing everything. We did everything we could. We even changed out mattresses, got mattress covers. We even put. I know that some of this is going to sound crazy. We got the metal posts to lift the beds up off the floor for all of the bed rails and everything, and we ended up pulling the beds away from the walls. We put Vaseline on all the floorboards because they can't climb up through it. All that stuff. Everything you can think. I mean, every dirty trick we could find. It took us 2 years to get that one room clear. What a nightmare!
And sadly, like if you live in an apartment building, you're screwed.
Yeah, because you don't have a choice. This is why as soon as we can get out of here, everybody we have now, all the neighbors we have are actually really good now. But I still hate living in an apartment. I'd rather live in a house with my own garage and my own yard.
If you got bed bugs in an apartment building, you are so screwed because they're just going to travel back and forth.
Yep. No matter how much you do, you have to empty the whole building and treat the whole thing, and then you have to watch everybody that comes into the building. So, but even then, it's like bed bugs is such an epidemic up here that there's somebody who could be sitting next to you on the bus, and they could transfer over to you. Yeah. So if you don't know how to deal with them, those are some things to kind of try. It's just something a little bit catchier.
Yeah, there's signs up here now that that you see all over the place, on the billboards and on the bus stops. There are signs everywhere that sits there and says that bed bugs are everybody's problem.
Yep.
That's
Yes,
how that's how bad it is up here. It is so bad that what was it? 1 out of every 10 homes has bed bugs.
I think so.
It's something like
think
that.
so.
It's bad. It is really, really bad.
Well, I know even like the brand new retail stores around here, like Burlington Coat Factory, Kohl's. There's been like probably 6 or 7 different retail stores, brand new, that has bed bugs in them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, brand new clothing you're buying off the shelf, bed bugs.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, we actually ended up buying a. We're not supposed to run it in the apartment because we don't have the hookups. We're supposed to use the stuff downstairs. But I ended up buying a 19. This is going to sound crazy. This is the skills of what I can do for repair at times. But I bought a 1950s dryer. I'm not kidding you. It's from the 1950s.
Uh-huh.
It still works. The only thing it needs really is 2 new belts. But everything electronic and everything like that, I've tested everything. The heating element still works. God, does it get hot? Be careful. You will scorch your clothes on it. It's that hot. You have to turn it down.
Yeah.
But we actually had that running for a while where we ran everything, all the linen, every towel, every bit of clothing, everything. And we just went crazy on it all. And then finally we got somewhere where it wasn't as bad. And we ended up making it so that we finally started putting a dent in it to where, again, that room was the only problem, but it was starting to diminish finally. And then I had to hit all the wood, everything. I used ceiling caulk and went around everywhere, all the way around the entire room. I sealed the carpet to the wall. It was like that. Yeah. I see that along the edge of the floorboard there. I sealed the carpet to the wall. That's how serious we were about trying to get at the cracks of anything.
Oh, yeah.
I spent like 2 or 3 days with just a caulk gun and went over everything.
Yeah, they say the best thing to do is put your poisons down, like that stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And leave.
Yep.
Leave for a couple days and just leave.
Well, we had it empty. That room had not been occupied for 8 months. And finally, after doing everything we did, was when we saw none of them were coming back. But you're right. You can't go in there.
Yeah.
So we had a big mound. I mean, it was probably a coke addict's dream to see powder lined up like that right in front of the door. But we did that to just make sure it was done. But the entire room was sealed everywhere. As I said, all the way around the floor on the carpet to the wall was sealed. And then I did my own spritz of rubbing alcohol first, like what Passion was talking about. That definitely got penetrated down into there because we bought a lot of rubbing alcohol, not cheap. But we did our own spritz down to where the entire carpet was just soaked. It smelled like, a medical office. I had to open up the windows because it's not healthy to breathe that in.
No,
we bought 15 bottles, big bottles of the rubbing alcohol.
Yeah. And so then we went through all of that, got that taken care of. But we were sincerely trying to attack it in every way we could. Because as soon as we'd see one, we're like, where the hell is it coming from? And we finally found the source eventually because I did everything I could. I mean, I took the time to just do it right. But man, what a nightmare. I pray nobody gets them, but I know it happens. So.
Baby free chat.
Yeah, I was kind of kill the nest.
Makes you scared to even go buy something brand new now. Shit, going to retail stores and there they are. And they showed it on the news at Burlington Coat Factory, them just crawling all over the new coats and all that stuff. I was like, oh, you catch me shopping there.
Passion, I'm going to say right now, if you want, get food grade. Okay, it's important. Food grade diatomaceous earth. And then it's a very fine powdery stuff. If you think that you got it for your mattress, because they're going to come back if you're not careful, take everything off of your mattress. Go get it's up here. It was like $40-ish for the cover for the box spring and the mattress together. But what you want to do is you want to take the box spring by itself, coat it with that stuff. Just, don't clump it, but you need to get it to spread around. so it's kind of like a glaze or like a powdered donut kind of thing over top of it. Do the same thing with the mattress. Put that bed bug cover over top of it. Zip it up. Put more over top of that, and then put your sheets. Thank you. Can't think. Sorry, I was thinking of your bubbles. Anyway, but put
Me
your sheet
too.
over top. Yeah, see, even Nike's doing it. Yeah. But put your sheet over top of it then, and you should be okay for the most part. But do not do anything you can to get that cover to puncture in any way, shape, or form. It's got to be, don't let the cats claw on it. Nothing. Yeah, all of it. And then, as I said, a metal for your bed rails. Metal. They don't like climbing up on metal. Get it away from the wall. Use Vaseline. The standard petroleum jelly with no, just regular stuff. Use that on the floorboard or right on the floorboard all the way around, and then douse your carpet everywhere around on the carpet. Or if you don't have carpet, if you have hardwood floors, even then I would say put it in the cracks along the walls and whatnot, because they like to try and climb in there. And that should hopefully help. I mean, this is just some possibilities. You should still probably talk to an exterminator to see what they could do, if it's not going to cost too much. Big one there.
$1,800.
Good Lord.
Yeah. No wonder why I went and bought a steamer and did the shit myself.
Yeah.
Whew.
You do everything you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rock G, that's the thing is, again, these guys who say, oh, I love you, now buy me something.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, it's my dad said something about the same thing. It was
do the exact same thing.
Yeah. My dad was in Vietnam, and he said the prostitutes would come up to you, go, I love you, no bullshit, buy me helicopter. It's like, what the hell?
Buy me a helicopter. You out of your damn mind?
He's told me some crazy stories about Vietnam that would, when I talk about things like, it's the same thing as, like, if I make jokes about mud pearls, my dad's got them even worse than I do, and that's no lie. I mean, and I'm not even the one who started that. I'm just the one who's passing that along.
Rock G, because most of them are stupid.
Because they look at your kindness as weakness, and that's the thing, is that you need to stand up and say, well, if you care about me and love me, I shouldn't have to buy you certain things like this, because we're not together, for starters. And you should be able to stand on your own. Self-reliance is actually a very sexy quality, I would think. Don't you? Yeah. Self-reliance is a big deal.
It is. I must agree.
Well, if he's begging you at that point in time, you could sit there and say, well, that's nice that you're going to beg and beg and beg. Now get on your knees, because mama needs her loving, and let's see how well you do with that, because I want you to beg for it. So yeah, I'd be just nasty to somebody like that. I've had women who've used and abused me monetarily, and it's only recently here that I'm kind of getting past some of my own problems with it. So I understand. My ex-wife was about money and status. It is what it is. I can't go back and fix that. She spent money faster. You could pour it down the drain. It was horrible. I could give her $1 billion and she'd find a way to buy an aircraft carrier just so she could say she spent $1 billion. It was like that. So I'm just sorry you're having to deal with it. Tell him to go. You know what? Tell him to take a flying F at a rolling donut. How's that sound?
Yeah. I don't like shopping. Don't like spending money. And this has been the God's honest truth. You can ask my boyfriend. I am not one. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
Sure,
I'm going to have a freaking boar chasing me in a minute.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna say, did you build your build your hideout proper?
Not yet.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, I don't like spending money. I don't like doing anything like that.
I was gonna say, in that game, the hordes, no matter if you even climb up a tree, they knock the tree down and get at you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. There's a couple of places I could show you some homes that are built with the hideouts that allow the zombies fall down, and they keep falling, and they eventually die by the damage of what they do, but you don't get hurt at all.
I usually build my places underground, bunkers. Yeah. Stop chasing me, boy!
That's a very good point right there, Passion. Yeah, scammers can say whatever they want. Anybody can say anything. Yeah, again, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do.
Yep.
That's a big one. At the same time, if you've got somebody that's saying what they are and they're trying, that give them a bit of an opportunity for the benefit of the doubt, but don't do anything that's going to cost you in the long run.
So Angelina said that her and Matt are at Busch Gardens, by the way. And she messaged me and she said, I found a ride that I can ride. So I asked her, I was like, well, which ride is that? The Sky Ride.
Oh, I love the Skylift.
Wow. I've never been there. I don't know.
I've never been to Busch Gardens, but I've been on Skylifts before, and they're so fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say we couldn't afford it at the time when we were down there, so it is what it is. But
who could afford Busch Gardens? Good Lord.
Well, at one point in time, I could say that I could afford a lot, but we're slowly picking ourselves back up with that. Well, I've been letting this go for about 40 minutes. You know what? I'll just go to 4. What the hell? I'm enjoying the conversation and I enjoy the people in the chat.
Nike.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, I enjoy the people with the chat too. He denied he was a scammer. I told him that's exactly scammers say. They're going to say, right? I am trying to. Wow, that is crazy. At least it's not mechanical bull. Oh, good point. Jeez. So yeah, that
Bruce, considering that she's gonna have my grandson next month, yeah, no.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's that's the thing too, is again with relationships like that, when you've got people that are wanting to be genuine and real with you, they'll do stuff for you because they want to do stuff for you, not because you asked. And if they want to be involved in your life, then it's about talking to you and basically lifting you up to make you the better person that they see that is already within you, that you had that potential all along. You didn't believe it, but guess what? They're there to sit there and say things like, you know what? You're really amazing at this. I don't know why you're holding yourself back. I've said that to Amber a couple times. She looks at me kind of cross-eyed like, what? I'm like, no, you're actually really good at this. She was surprised with Twitter. Some of the tweets that she was getting were getting very positive, high numbers. And I was like, no, it's because you actually have good stuff. And she's just shocked by it, that she really can have people like what she's saying. But again, she's so used to not having her family back her up that she hasn't had that support. It's the same thing.
Saying, Amber. I love it.
And so a lot of people that have these things when they're talking to you, Rock G, and they say things like, oh, I love you and this and that. Well, great. That's fantastic. Now, why don't we be real about this? It's not about what I have. It's never been what I have, because if it's about what I have, then you don't need me. You need what I have. And that's different. And I'm not charity. But if you want me for me, well, that's different. Let's see where that goes. Even this conversation, Rock G, this conversation we're having right now is more healthy and worth your time, just having this conversation in friendship, because I want to hear what you have to say, than somebody who sits there and says, oh, baby, I love you, and I'll worship you, and I'll treat you like a queen and all that, because then all that is just pillow talk. I'd rather just tell you honestly how it is, and I hope you're actually doing well, and I want you to be happy. That's it. I just want you happy. That's what a relationship's really supposed to be about. Exactly. Amen. There you go. Good for you. I like the fact you're sticking up for yourself. Because at that point in time, if you come into a relationship where one's relying on the other, it can happen, but you really should realize that if one falls, like if I all of a sudden go in the hospital, Amber has to look at the idea she's got to find a way to take care of herself until I get back. And that's the truth of it. Relying on friends and family, doing the best she can, but she's got to be the one to cook and clean all on her own if I'm in the hospital. She has to do everything here by herself. At the same time,
the thing is that people can say whatever they want to. You know what? Sky's going to be purple tomorrow. Does it make it true?
Yeah.
No. Actions speak louder than words.
Right. So even on the opposite side of the situation is, if Amber's down, I have to do everything here. And trust me, that's been going on for a bit there, because with her levels of her thyroid being off, yeah, she was a complete invalid at points in times. So I had to do everything. That's when you love somebody. When you're trying to take care of them because you want them around, because you enjoy their presence of who they are, and doing it for the real reason, not because of the fact that, oh, they're going to give me a piece of ass, or, oh, they've got all this money and I need to, oh, it's this, it's that. You know what? Excuses have a range of 0 meters. That's an old military term. You can't shoot an excuse out any distance. There's an effective range of 0 meters so that it doesn't work. So yeah, I told him he doesn't love me. He's just trying to take it. Yeah, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. Chicken strips, Missy. Hey, how are you? Yeah, that's it. Even Bruce is calling it. It's true. We cannot stand on our own is a sign that you are trying to use somebody when you continually saying things like, oh, baby, I'll do this and that for you. Well, then what are you doing for yourself to stand up? Because really, I would like to see you. Again, that meme is so real. Don't send me nudes. Don't send me nudes. I don't want to see nudes. I want to see your medicine cabinet because I want to know what kind of crazy I'm dealing with. And if you can't stand on your own, at least to pay your own bills or anything like that, or even if you got a roommate, I'm rooming with someone, this is what I can afford right now, this is what we're doing. Be real. Man, be ultimately real. Because if you can't be real in a relationship, woo, I don't know. How does that feel after you've been burned? I don't like it. And I've been burned pretty bad. Yeah, there have been a couple of women in my life that have done me such dirty that I've had a problem. And I mean, I'm admitting this again, is that I'm not a misogynist by any means because I love women. I really do. I married one. Good Lord. And I treat her quite well. But I've had some trust issues, and I've felt that it's been a very oppressive situation for me because I've always felt that the decisions over my free will have been kind of suppressed because of it. But I'm working on that to try and be better. I don't want you to feel that you've got somebody who's just going to scam you and take advantage of you, and then that puts you further into it, that I can't find a good relationship because I've only found scammers. They're everywhere. I can't do business out here at times without finding scammers. Even in the States, I had that problem to a degree. Now, I find it, and this is my opinion, merely my opinion, I had it better down there. I had more work going for me. I also wasn't treated in a discriminatory fashion because I have American situations going on in my life, like my wife's an American, and I'm half U.S. situation because I'm dual citizen. That I'm treated like a Yank is the derogatory term for Americans up here in Canada. But you're going to find scammers everywhere. And I've found them down in the States to be, they're more prevalent in large cities, but you can find them out in the country too. You got your snake oil salesman. You really do. Especially when they're calling you up to say, I can get you a better rate on your car insurance. I'm sure you can. So, but it just depends. Nice. Good call on that one, dear. Oh, but I'm going to end this here in about 12 minutes. So that way I can get other stuff done. And Amber's going to get a shower. Woo! And we'll probably be doing some other stuff. I'll be stalking Nike's channel tonight.
Uh-oh.
So, oh, yeah. I was curious. I'm going to be all up in your business. I was kind of curious about, have you ever tried, have we done this? Not you and me specifically, but anybody in the community together collectively, have we done like a 2-stream at the same time kind of thing? Like one in one stream, one in the other?
I don't know. I haven't done it.
Well, I'm going to try this tonight because I have 2 cameras. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can get this to run. Because what I want to do is, if the audio holds out, mother of freak, if the audio holds out and everything like that, I'm going to try and do the Hangouts like I do with you. Stalk you that way. Yeah. And then I'll try and see if I can run another, but I'll do OBS with that to stream that way to YouTube at the same time. And see if we can do both of those. See what happens. Okay. I want to try something different.
All right, Rock G, thank you for adding me. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I've been quiet. I'm letting him talk.
Oh, but hon, you can get in. You can get up in my business anytime you want.
But your conversation is more than important than mine.
When did H get in here?
When did H get in here?
Who's H?
H
Oh,
just
H7.
Yep.
Hi,
I
H7.
was gonna say, hey, how you doing? Yeah, you just got up in here. Unfortunately, it's gonna be my channel's gonna be. I'm gonna be going off here in about 11 minutes, but still good to have you. I love everybody who comes here. I do. I love everybody that's able to make it here. But yeah, I figure we'll try that. It's one of those things that I figured we, because if it doesn't work, then I can just shut down my stream and it'll be like, go over here.
Yeah. Heck, damn it, it's not working. Just go here.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, we had that one. I tried to do the live, or there was a live event, and I tried to do OBS to it, and it wouldn't work. And I'm like, you son of a piece of crap. I don't know what software works with it, but OBS doesn't for some reason. So I'd rather do the live event and then be able to start streaming that way. But is the streaming key also supposed to, when you say that live stream now, does the streaming key change?
No.
No.
It stays the same.
Huh.
You don't have to ever go in there and change it once you put it in there.
Okay, I'm gonna have to double check because I've gone down to look at it and I'm like, the stream key changed. Why?
Mine's never changed. I have never touched it since the first time I put it in there.
Huh.
Maybe different. I don't know. Maybe we've got something different going on in ours.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm performing sacrilege right now, I guess.
Go ahead.
I'm drinking Pepsi out of a Coke glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's right there.
You don't need your ass whooped for that one. Oh Lord, what am I gonna do with you?
Oh, well, it makes it even better that the cup holder I have, so that I don't have the condensation get everywhere. Here, this is just for you. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, that glass was supposed to be mine.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You need to give it to her. Because you're putting something disgusting in there.
I love Pepsi. I'll drink Coke too. It doesn't matter to me most times, but I really do prefer Pepsi.
Okay, Rock G, take care. Well,
anyway, I have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Danger Gamer Chris. Hello. Wow, everybody's sneaking in on us. You're gonna shut down and everybody's sneaking in.
I'm about to shut down here in about 8 minutes. Yeah.
See how that works?
Yeah, I was going to say at that point in time, it'd be like, I'd love to have more people on panel, but I am going to be shutting down here. We'll be joining Nike here later tonight, and then I'll probably #Canadian Beaver. Yep.
But I have OBS with Streamlabs and just plain OBS on my computer too. I have both.
Same here.
So I don't use the Streamlab ones. I haven't. That's just too much stuff going on there. I can't figure it out.
I've got it somewhat figured out, but they don't have as many plug-in capabilities like the regular OBS does.
Yeah, and then all that other little odds and ends stuff you can do. It's too much for me. I don't know.
No, that's okay. It's mostly meant for Twitch, and that's
what it makes me do.
Yeah, I'm not so much into Twitch on that one. Yes.
Sean's a mad lad.
Yeah, I guess
What's
I'm a mad lad. Do you want to put in on this one?
Oh God, is it something disgusting again?
No.
No. A mad lad. I don't know if Count Dankula was the one that actually came up with the term, but Count Dankula has a series on his channel where he does this thing where it's Mad Lads, and it's about different people doing crazy things throughout, history.
Okay.
One thing was there was a guy that built a tank that got fed up with the way the city was run, I think.
Yeah.
And went and bulldozed just about the whole entire city.
Yep.
He did a video on him. He did
oh Lord.
When the LA riots were happening. The Korean community got together and decided to fight back against the looters and start shooting at them and everything else. And He did a video on that. So that's what a mad lad is. It's someone that does
Oh.
that's really
Yeah.
outrageous and
I guess I fit into the outrageous part, but I'm just waiting to see one of these days when I decide to get crazy on the radio voice and do my old timey show where I've got all the sound effects, the bells, whistles, and the rattles and all that, and make up some kind of crazy story.
Yeah.
Pepsi in a Coca-Cola glass.
Get all kinds of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Pepsi and a Coca-Cola glass, mad lad. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, but it's, again, with the cup holder of, I love beavers, oh, Canada, we love our beaver. It's actually lyrics to a song. I'm not even making that up.
Oh my! Cut it out! Quit showing me that. That's sacrilegious.
yeah, no, seriously though, that is a song and it's funnier than hell.
Yep.
That's another one that I need to find. I don't have it bookmarked, so
It's the singer is called Classified.
I will get it later, and then I'll post it up on Nike's.
Yes, yes,
She said, "I got this handled, son."
Yeah. Shaved or hair?
Oh my god!
Really? Need a soundboard and a green screen, and then we get shaved or hairy Sean. Wow.
Yeah.
I still have that summer beard, summer here, summer there kind of thing. So I'm trying to figure out how that would work. Yeah. And we're not going Brazilian, people. No.
We know.
Oh, Lord.
You're going to look so Purdy.
Savage. Wow.
We're going to need to put that pole back up.
Yep. There we go. Knock that thing around. Anyway, we'll see how this all turns out tonight. I'll try it. I'm going to see if I can't try other things with OBS. I might have to try a channel that doesn't matter about anything, so nobody's actually like going to the channel going, "What you doing?" And I'm screwing things up. What?
I saw that.
I was going to say, Bruce, I didn't get a chance to catch that, darn it.
No, I saw that.
Yeah. You'll have to tell me later, I guess. Good Lord.
I didn't see it. I'm clueless.
Yeah, you're not alone on that one. Hey, real quick, I'm actually kind of curious.
I'll tell y'all later, okay?
For anybody that's out there, when we get to talking at any point in time in the streams, if there's a topic that you want me to cover, or we need to, if you have something that's on your chest and you need to just get it off, like we've been talking about other things, like with what Rock G was discussing, great conversation piece. I love that when those things come up. If there's ever a time that something comes up and you want to discuss it, or there's other things I'm planning to do with the channel a little bit later. I really am avoiding to do monetization with this channel because I'm trying to do it as a charity situation for everybody as a whole and have fun. And also help people in the long run. That's the end goal here, is to help people. But if there's anything that you want to see me actually kind of talk about or do specifically for, like, even a tutorial of some of the stuff that I've been doing for OBS, well, hey, have you tried this? What's this? Etc. And get things out there. I sense a disparaging vibe from Sean towards it. Oh, no, not at all. Not even slightly. I love everybody. I do. I don't care.
I hate everybody equally, just so you know.
You're an equal opportunity offender. I love it. Yes. What makes you any better than that jackass next to you? I know. That's just how it is.
Make the whole conversation 50 Shades of Grey.
Well, if I'm going to do that, that's going to probably be kind of private. And then at that point, Nike's going to expect to see some bubbles on the screen.
Bubbles.
Yeah.
Hashtag bubbles. So
yeah, that's true. No, I understand that one, Passion. That's very true. But at the same time, it'd be one of those things that I'll be doing things like, I don't want to do it through YouTube, like super chats and all that. I'm like 910 people away from being able to do, some super chats. It's whatever. I'm not necessarily looking to do that. I would want to do things like if people wanted to pay in cryptocurrency or PayPal me or something like that, or Subscribestar or whatever like that. That way I can actually put money towards things specifically. Unfortunately, right now, I'm going to be the one that's going to be having to do the charity because I'm getting a GoFundMe up to try and help with dealing with a vehicle problem. It is what it is. Yeah. While I'm trying to get work going here because I'm waiting on this guy to come back so I can actually do work to make money. Yeah, right now we're living off the charity of my parents and friends to help us out. while we're trying to get work going. It's been very difficult. Everybody says I'm overqualified. I can't even work at a Timmy's without them looking at me cross-eyed. So
That's not good.
yeah, it's not good because of that. Well, also, it doesn't help that when I start speaking, everybody's like, yes, you have a higher than normal education. Thanks. We'll call you. Yeah, at that point, it's like, yeah, thanks, and go fuck yourself. Yeah. It's just how it is.
That is what it is.
Hmm?
I can't say that I don't blame you for saying that.
Yeah. You were saying, dear?
Passion has a PayPal.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. Yeah, anytime it comes up. The other thing is that I'm trying to figure out other possibilities besides YouTube. I know that DTube has a thing that you can do kind of cryptocurrency payments come your way by just having people watch it, so that you get paid through that. And there's other places that do some stuff that's semi-similar. Library kind of does some of that. But I found another way to do this for people to kind of let me borrow cycles of their machine using NiceHash, and that they can actually fund me that way. But that takes a little bit of a tutorial to kind of get out there. And once I'd actually have that up, it'd be like one of those things of when people watch it, they'd be, like, well, how am I doing this? And what is this actually doing in the long run for you? Well, it's actually giving me cryptocurrency so that I can buy things or services that I need, that I don't have to sit there and, you don't have to put any money out yourself, although it does pay in your electric bill. So it's kind of like one thing or another there. But anyway, so we're at 4:01, and I'm going to go ahead and end this here before we hit the 4:20 mark, because I know at that point some people will, if you got them, smoke them.
I do that anyway.
Yes, I know. 4:20 is an all-day thing for you, dear. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't need certain times of the damn day.
Yeah.
Like the paranormal. You don't need just nighttime. Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Wait.
But other than that, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it very dearly. And again, on the next time I do a live stream, if anybody has any questions or something that they want to talk about, or if they want to see some more material on various other topics or things that I can do for tutorials, like with OBS or whatnot, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to bring it up. Other than that, we'll go ahead and cut it down here, and I'll talk to you guys later here. Nike, I will see you tonight, I suppose.
Yes, you will.
God, I'm going to say if it's closed, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Ah!
There you go.
All right, everyone. Thank you. For those
All right,
that
guys.
to be on Nike stream later on tonight, we'll see everybody then. If not, see everybody later. Take care. Love y'all. Mwah. See y'all guys later.
Yep.
Y'all soon.
So we'll see you guys later. All right. Bye.
Bye.